Swapped your throne for her to-do list. Beware my sons, oh beware. She'll call you king, but she won't play fair. She'll use the church, she'll use the prayers to make you her servant while she keeps the chair. The fire will fade, the nights turn cold. You'll beg for her touch, but she's bought and sold. So watch for the mask, the lies in disguise, the trad con Jezebels dressed up in white. You'll trade passion for permission, desire for submission. And when she gives you what you crave, you'll feel like you had to behave. But love ain't love if it's got a price. If you lead, you don't roll the dice. So guard your heart, don't be deceived. A servant ain't a king, my son, believe. Beware my sons, oh beware. She'll call you king, but she won't play fair. She'll use the church, she'll use the prayers to make you her servant while she keeps the chair. The fire will fade, the nights turn cold.
Yo,
all right. So watch for the mask, the lies in disguise, the trad con Jezebels dressed up in white. Love should be free, love should be true, but if...
All right. We'll end that one there. What up, Carney? How you doing?
What up, Glenn? Not much. How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing
oh my God,
well.
dude, that chick.
Well, you know what, Siege? I was drinking quite a few water bottles, and I've been sitting here for almost the last 2.5 hours. I'm old, okay? We got to pee more often than you young Thundercats, all right? Any Hoosers. So, what did you think there about all that, Carney?
Oh man, I've seen it since the beginning. I've been watching the whole time and listening. So yeah, her thing with her claims, I swear, she already was crucifying him at the beginning.
I agree.
I mean, most of us streamers, we have so much set up and cameras everywhere. Who's to say he wasn't a streamer and he was only able to get to his phone so he could get some documentation?
Yeah.
I mean,
I tell you to have cameras all up in your house like I do.
No. And, eventually a host at a home is going to get tired and eventually wants to have their time at home. So, it's time for you to move on. And if you don't like it, well, yeah, sometimes, shit happens like that. But either way, there's not enough video to prove either otherwise.
Yep. And that was my whole point. Like, I wasn't saying the guy was innocent. I wasn't even assuming the guy was, a victim here. Actually, personally, I think he brought that upon himself. I think that, this is the risk that you guys take when you hook up with somebody that you don't know, but hey, what can I say? I mean, it's a learning experience, and I would just say, like, hey, let's just wait till all the evidence comes out, and but based off of what I saw in that video, and I had a police officer here earlier during the morning, and we were talking about this, and he was like, and he pointed out the same things that I said. If she just got sexually assaulted, why would she stay there, right? And why would he let her just talk to the police or whoever so freely and accuse him if there was a good chance that he could be charged or investigated for this accusation which could be extremely detrimental to his life. It just doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? And why would she want to keep on going back into the room that allegedly she was raped in? Why does she seem so comfortable to even assault him by hitting him when he was recording her? Like, if this guy just was your rapist, um, I think you're gonna want to get the fuck out of Dodge, get as far away from him as possible, even if that means just running out of the damn place in his t-shirt and nothing else, and just trying to go find somebody that could help you, get you some assistance. Not stay there, open the door, ask some people if they could help you, and not just, you know what I'm saying? It didn't make sense. None of that makes sense. And I didn't think that it would take a rocket scientist to support that claim. And like I said, we had that police officer on earlier when we were watching the video, and he stated the same thing that I stated. And it's just sad that this people will take something and spin it to try to fit a narrative. I'm not trying to fit a narrative. I don't know whether there was an assault or not. All I know is that this woman is acting irrationally. That this guy felt that it was best for him to record this behavior to cover his bases, and that's it. That's all I know. Not making any conclusions after that. Why? Because that's the responsible thing to say. That's responsible, and that's what the evidence proves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she believes in guilty before innocence.
Well, she just assumed that because this woman was a woman,
mm-hmm.
and that she was, being very animated, that her being animated means that she must be telling the truth. And, I would have to say, like, I disagree. And the reason why I would say I disagree, because I think women are some of the best actors and actresses out there. Like, okay, ladies, you hands down probably should be receiving a lot more Oscars than you are. Okay. And I'll tell you why. And let me just ask you ladies this, how many orgasms do you fake? And does your man, can your man tell the difference? You're right there. Exactly. Bravo. Okay. He don't know no better. He thinks he is the man. And yeah. So, bravo, ladies. Bravo. So, could she not be animated and upset because this guy just like, hey, I fucked you, now get out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wants to chill now. He doesn't want her,
But then again, who says they even did too? She could have just been passed out there after doing an after party with friends that took off on her too. I mean, there's so much.
That's true. Yeah, there's so much information that we don't know, that doesn't support a conclusion either way. But and because there's so much that we don't know, the responsible thing to do is not to assume any conclusion. And Michelle is right. But on the flip side, you cannot fool a man that knows. So if you know when she's faking it or not. And you just know. If you don't know, well, you need to learn.
You've got to find out.
I don't know. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Moving on. Yes, it is, Matthew. It is her responsibility. Her orgasm is her responsibility. Now, are you saying it's her job to be a good actor? Who hurt you? If you don't know her, don't bring her home. Exactly, Matthew. Exactly. And this is why, like, I tell guys, this is a perfect reason why I say have cameras everywhere in your place, just everywhere. That way, like, and don't be stupid and be like Destiny and not tell them. Okay, tell them there's cameras everywhere. Okay, point them out to them. All right, do be that honest. Okay, because it will save you. And if you don't point it out to them, it can be very detrimental to you in the long run. So but yeah, no, I think like what unfortunately what ended up happening proved to be exactly what I thought was going to happen. I knew that, you know, she wouldn't take any responsibility for like what she's doing, and that she would just double down, and that's fine. She's entitled to that. But if she wants to see the relationships between men and women get better, it would behoove her to abandon that position and have a more balanced approach and wait for due process to happen. But what do I know? I'm just some dumb guy that's not a real Christian, apparently. You know, since she knows, because she could judge a man's heart, because, like, you know, she's God or something. That's what I mean, that's the only thing I could assume, you know. But hey, I should have showed her my priest costume, huh? I'd be like, what are you talking about?
And give her the
Right?
blessing.
Like, I should have. But whatevers. She said she lived just down the street. Yeah, the girl in the video. Okay, so who's Matthew? Was it you that said you wanted to see the video? Here, let me play the video. I'll play the video, Matthew. All right. So here's part one. Hold on. All right. For those that haven't seen the video, I'm gonna play both videos. Here's part one.
You just stay in there.
Fall asleep, and then he shook me up to wake me up and tell me that I needed to take an Uber home. Like, I lived down the street and we knew each other, but I'm not sure what's happened now. My name
Okay, can we just go back to what she just said? Let's go back to what she said.
You just stay in there.
You can't. No, you can't fall asleep.
asleep, and
Then he shook me up
to
wake me up and tell me that I needed to take an Uber. Okay. So she was like, you know, maybe after they banged, right? She started falling asleep. He's like, wake up, bitch. You got to go home. You can't sleep here. Yeah, we fucked. It was fun, but it's time for you to go. You know, like that's pretty much what he was doing. Right. And she's like I live down the street. We know each other, but I'm not sure what's happening now. So she was hoping that, you know, maybe there were going to be some, a little bit more aftercare, you know, a little bit of cuddling, you know, a little bit of pillow talk. And apparently he was like, like, you know, there's only one nightstand and I only have one nightstands. So, you know, maybe that's the angle that he was going. And she didn't like the fact that she felt used. That's what I'm assuming so far, because that's what she's getting upset about.
My name is Maggie.
Siege, put Maggie on the list. All Maggies. Put them as suspect.
I don't
said she didn't want to say it. Whatever she did was trying to avoid saying. She went in the other room to say it, so it's unaudible.
No, I just need them to come here because people are already on their way.
So she's already called other people on their way, and she's obviously calling law enforcement to come there as well.
Please just have them come here, please. Okay. All right. Okay. I will hang up.
You know, that would suck if the guy was trying to go to work too.
I know, right?
Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing?
So am I correct? I'm good. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well. Better than this guy.
So yeah, right.
So right
So
there,
am I
she's
correct?
actually opening
She's
the
on the
door.
phone. She's on
Yeah,
the
she's
phone
on the
with the
phone with the
cops right
police.
now?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
She
No,
literally just
not
called
kidding.
the police and said, some guy just asked me to leave his house.
Yeah, she's like, I woke
That's
up.
suspect right in the beginning. You don't
Mhm.
call police for that. That's not a crime. You know,
Well,
it's
well, it
that's
is
what
a
she's
crime if
complaining
you
about
are.
though.
Well, it is a crime if you're trying to imply that um you were taken advantage of,
Which
right?
is where she got to, but in the beginning, all she's complaining about is that someone asked her to leave his house.
Yeah.
But then it's like it formed in her brain. I mean, I'm not okay. I don't have all the details. I'm not accusing
Neither
her of
do I.
anything. But from
But
what I'm
just
seeing, that's what I see is that it
yeah,
then
based
formed
off
in her
of what she
brain that she
said.
needed. Yeah. When you just listen to what she said, he asked me to leave. He shook me to leave. Okay. And that then she formed some other, I don't know. It just blows me away.
I know, like she comes to this conclusion that like this guy bad. He's kicking me out of his house. He's telling me I need to leave when I just give him some vajayjay. Like I should at least get cuddles and be able to sleep over. I'm still drunk, you know? And he's like, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Right now, right here in this
Right.
part of this video, she opens the door to ask people outside for help.
Does anyone get anyone help me?
See, she opened the front door and asked, can anybody help me? Now, if she was really a victim,
Run out the door, right?
you would think
That's what
that
I
would
would do if
be,
I was scared. I would leave.
yeah, you would think that would be the most, you know, wisest decision if she was just being attacked. Here's part 2 of the video.
Mhm.
Here, let me go ahead and get this set up. Boom. Here we go. Here's part 2. So you see she's at the front door. Remember, she was just opening the door, asking people to help her, right?
Yeah.
She could have just walked right out right then. But here we go.
He's recording me now.
He's recording her now.
What are you doing?
Stop recording me. He's trying to record me.
What are you
now.
doing? Stop hitting.
Stop not hitting you.
What
Get
are-
the phone out of my face.
Hey, what are you?
Now, I don't know. I've never been essayed like that or raped. Now, I will say, like when I was falsely accused, I felt like those nurses definitely did a lot of more swabbing than they needed to. And I would say that was probably close to essay. But
Oh.
if you were just violated by this individual, and would you feel confident enough to attack him with one hand on the phone and a pillow and or your little dainty hand? You know, I think I would want a weapon if I was going to approach it, you know, my alleged attacker, right? I wouldn't feel probably so empowered or confident to subdue this individual, especially if he just overpowered me and did things, right?
I don't know. It depends on how pissed off I was, but probably not. Probably not. But if I was really angry, I don't know, then I just would maybe not know where I was. And maybe I would, I don't think I would be, I would never be like this, okay? I would have left before this. But anyways, that doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. But
But see,
I don't
what
know.
she's upset about? What is she upset about? She's upset that he is recording her.
That's
She
what
is
she's upset
upset
about
that
right now. Yeah.
she's upset not that he did something to her that he shouldn't
Mm-mm.
have.
No.
He's upset about him recording her and having a record of this, right?
After being
Even
upset with him for waking her up.
that's
Yeah,
true. Not only did you
she
wake
hasn't
me up,
even mentioned any kind of essay yet or said anything of that matter. She's complaining
I
about being
know.
asked to leave and being recorded. And okay, what's the real point?
Now watch this.
What are you
This
doing?
person is like continuing to help me, help me. I don't know the address because he just brought me here on a date after
No,
he
I
beat
keep-
me.
You came over here on your
I
own
did
will.
not. I did not.
What are you doing?
Take that. Stop it.
Hey,
This
stop.
is what a narcissist does.
Now she's
Oh,
diagnosing people with you know, cluster B personality.
yeah.
I projection much, maybe? I don't know.
Help me, please. I've only lived here for 2 weeks. I don't know this person.
What are you
Now she's like, I've only lived here for 2 weeks, but just in the first video, she said that she did know him and she just lived down the street. Right now, she's saying she doesn't know him and she's only been there for 2 weeks. Okay, maybe she doesn't know him very well, right? But she knows of him. They've seen each other, whatever. Um, but they went on a date and she obviously willingly came home, you know, with him, apparently, according to him.
What are you doing?
Stop it. Why are you recording me?
Because you're crazy.
I'm like naked in your apartment after I just woke up and
Okay, she said she's like naked. Well, she's
Not
obviously not
naked.
naked.
Like
She's
it's
actually
just the fact
wearing.
that her statements aren't
Go ahead.
matching up with reality. That's the number one red flag that I see right here is that what she's saying is not matching her reality. So it doesn't make sense.
No, none of
She's
it's
not
aligning.
naked.
She's not naked. She actually is wearing probably one of his shirts. When she could have easily, if you think about it, she could have easily put her clothes back on and covered up and would
Mhm.
be more, secure or more, just in case the guy if let's say he did do something foul to her, instead of him having a little bit of easy access to go for another, round in the cookie jar, right? At least there'll be a little bit more barriers to go through if she had her pants on or something, because she could have put her pants on many times as she was walking around, but his big shirt probably smells better. Probably smells like his clone.
I don't know what happened.
No, I asked you to leave politely and you didn't.
I don't know. He's like putting a phone on me and he has like
Let me go lock myself in the room that he allegedly did something bad to me in. They're scaring me. I'm locking the door. Okay. So, for those that are watching that video, I'm sorry. It doesn't prove one way or the other any actions that she's saying. Now, her own statements are inconsistent with what she is even portraying. Um, he is not a threat to her by any means. He's just sitting there. He's just recording everything, and that's it. We don't know how it ended, legendary. Um, that was kind of crazy. I mean, I guess that case is still out there, and who knows whether if it's getting investigated or not. Um, mhm. But guys, I, have no problem, calling out the bullshit when we see the bullshit. And this is why we do what we do here. It's not to bash women, it's not to bash men, it's to just bring awareness to young men to be like, look, you guys, if you're going to go out there and play, be careful. Be careful, because every, one night stand, one, booty call or whatever is an opportunity for you to be in a position that you're going to have a hard time, proving yourself, innocent in. And you guys got to remember, it's not what's intended that makes you guilty. It's always what's perceived. So what could be perceived is that you are doing something, harmful to this individual, and that may not be your intentions, but from what the evidence and the circumstantial evidence or whatever can, portray is that you did this thing or you were going to do, said thing. And, like, it's very important that both men and women realize that. Men, you need to be aware of this, because a woman may not be able to physically threaten you and cause you harm, but she could use the law to be weaponized against you, which is, again, a good thing if you're doing something harmful to her and she needs to be able to use that to, save her life. But when there's instances like this, you need to definitely protect yourself. Absolutely. And think twice before you just, hook up with somebody. Because I bet you if he would have were able to get to know that woman a little bit more, right? If he would have had a little bit more interaction with her, he probably would not want to bring her home. He would have probably said, like, you know what, this bitch is a little bit batshit crazy. I'm out. Nope. I'm gonna go jerk off and whatever. That's probably what he would have done. I bet you that's what he wished he would have done that night.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what do you guys think?
I'm with you, Glenn. I mean,
It's
Wild.
personally, it's embarrassing to me that women do this. I mean, okay, I can't accuse her. I don't know all the situation, but from what it looks like to me, she's making false claims. She's lying. She's manipulating the situation, and she's upset. Obviously, yes. Is she? And that lady that was on here earlier, Natty, she said, "Can you say she's in distress?" No, I can't. If she was in distress, I think she would run away from the situation. That's what fight or flight is, you
I was
know?
trying to be charitable with her on that. I'm like,
Yeah, you're like, fine, okay, we'll call it
yeah,
distress. That's just a word. Okay, semantics there, but no, I think that was a point that she was trying to make that was not a valid point. The woman's not in distress. She's upset, yeah, but she's not in distress. If she was, she would have run away from that situation, I think, to get out of that situation. And instead, she stayed.
yeah. Like, why
And
would
that's
you want to just
just
still be in the? I mean, I get it if you want to make sure that your assaulter doesn't like take off and not know where he's gonna be. Trying to track him down. Sure, you may want to have eyes on him. Um, but I don't think somebody would be that just calm and collective and just let you act the fool if he just did a horrible crime like that. I don't think he's like, I'm just gonna wait right here for the cops, to arrest me and just, take me in. I don't see guys doing that. If he did do it, he's probably gonna try to, like, I don't know,
talk
get
her out of
away.
it, maybe talk her down, be like, nope, that didn't happen. But he wasn't even trying to do that. He wasn't trying
Yeah.
to change her mind or stop her from doing what she was doing.
Yeah, he wasn't even trying to manipulate. Like, that would have been like a good form of, like, he would have been or trying to manipulate her. Like, no, that didn't happen. you're remembering it wrong, doing a little
Mhm.
bit of the gaslighting thing if that was the case. You know, he just is like, say what you need to say.
It's
Go
just
on.
so wrong because it really makes people that are reporting valid, crimes, it makes them less believable when people do false report. And it just makes me sick.
Yeah, and it just makes it hard for real victims to actually be
To
taken
be
seriously.
believed. Yeah, exactly.
You know, because I'll tell you, like, if you ask me, I mean, I've been on both sides of this. Personally, not being SA'd, but like knowing of people that who have been SA'd, um, and being falsely accused of it as well. I could see both sides of this, you know. Um, and I would like I never jump to conclusions or make an assumption or you know give my uh state any opinion definitively about any situations like this. I always say, you know what? I'd rather wait till all the evidence comes out. And that's it. You know, if based off what is being reported, if that's the truth, then yeah, lock this guy up, throw away the key. But until we know all the information, I'm I'll just wait.
Yeah, because it
But
does a lot of
again,
damage. It really does. I
it
mean,
does.
there's so many cases. I think of the Trevor, what's his last
Bauer,
name? The Dodger,
Trevor
Trevor
Bauer.
Bauer. Yeah,
Yeah, I referenced that.
lost his whole career over false allegations, and this woman was just planned it ahead of time. She planned to do this to him, and she just roped him in, and it lost his whole
Yep.
career.
And I mean, he didn't even know her that well. That's the worst part. Like, some woman just that you don't know said, smack me around. I'm like, excuse you? Hold on. Can I get a waiver here? I need a signed waiver and a notary republic before
These days, that would be smart to do.
I
Really.
need you to look in that camera right there and say exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Um, Chrono comes in with a $10 super chat. He goes, Glenn, I don't think he gave her or gave it to her right. He wasn't using the leverage and the effort to get I see what you're doing. He didn't use the footboard like you prefer, right, Chrono? But also Natty never gonna get that good sausage to her fun bun.
Fun bun? What? Chrono. He
I
called
didn't
me I
want
think he called me the devil earlier too in chat. Just saying. Or not.
wow.
I made a song for you,
Thanks,
Chrono.
Chrono.
A whole video too.
Ugh. Let me go ahead and hit the rest of these super chats that I missed earlier.
Do
For
that.
all the fun
Do
stuff.
that.
Did I say thank you to Sweet Auntie for becoming a member? Siege D comes in with the $2 super chat. He says, don't forget to talk about the servant leadership. I tried, and she didn't want to answer any of the questions that I brought up about servant leadership. Actually, she
Uh-uh.
just would obfuscate and just, try to filibuster, and it just didn't really work out.
She was talking in
Chrono
circles
comes
like
in
a
with the,
pro.
oh my goodness, she's like a woman. No, I'm kidding. Chrono comes in with a $10 super chat. He goes, Glenn, at this point, I could request Bjorn's chicken. I request Bjorn's chicken. The meat grinder tone police is silly, and I want to send fart vids to the UK. I feel you. I feel you. Another $10 from Chrono for chat alcohol expense. Everyone grab a drink. Yes, make sure it's a strong one. Because man, y'all might need a strong drink after listening to all that.
I took a
Um,
shot. I took a drink. I admit. She was stressing me
Good.
out,
At least
man.
one of us did. She was stressing me out. I'm like, oh my goodness. I feel like, I was thinking
You
about it. I was like,
handled
man, I
it
really feel bad
well.
for her husband. I really feel bad for her husband. I'm just like, if this is how she is with men, oh hell. Poor guy. He's a saint.
Is she
He's a
married?
saint. Yeah,
Can I do a shout out
yeah,
to Michelle?
of
She
course.
she uh, she dropped it on her good. I mean, good good job.
She did.
Yeah,
That's
no,
why
Michelle was
she's the
wonderful.
boss.
Thank you. I
Well, she
really
boss lady. She
appreciate
comes
that.
over and handle business.
Yeah.
That's right.
It has nothing to do with the wig that I make Glenn wear.
And the lipstick.
You know what?
Oh man.
I've argued with enough women tonight. I'm not gonna do
I'm
it.
not here to argue, don't worry. I don't have the energy.
Oh, um, but yeah,
Hey,
you know, I
I
think.
have to have your back, Glenn.
Thank you. Thank
You know, you have the same hat that I do. If I was at home, I'd put that one on.
you. Oh, the Under Armour.
Yep.
Y'all could be twins.
Yeah, I got it. I got it back east too. That's the funny thing. I bought it back east.
Uh,
Like I think I was in Kansas when I bought this hat.
yeah, I picked up mine over, I think, in Tennessee.
Okay. Yeah, I was like in Wichita when I got the hat. I think. Yeah, I think that's right. Um,
I was looking at
trigger
your
warning says he
merch,
got his at
Glenn.
Ross. Huh?
I was looking at your merch. I like some of the hats.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna have to order one.
Thank you, Mr. Producer. The graffiti ones. I need to
Yeah.
update them. So, does anybody got a topic that they want to dive in? You know, and did you guys like those in the chat? Did you guys vote yet? I still got that poll going on. Let me go ahead and end it. Oh, wow. With the, you know, it was almost as bad as Trump defeating Kamala. But with the poll says 90% of you are very smart and thought that I had the better argument, and 9% of you thought that Natty did.
Who's
Those
that
9%
9%?
of you,
Raise your
we
hand.
will
I
be
want to know who
praying
that
for
9%.
you, and we are going to get you some help. All right, don't worry. There is a cure. I don't know what the cure is, but there is a cure.
Get you some Diddy
And
insurance.
thank
Yeah.
Oh, but
Diddy
she did send me the video that I will definitely look at later, another day. So I do want to hear where she got this weird
Again, I want to actually hear out the arguments. I just don't want to get a migraine over it. Like, can we do it without the fucking migraine? That's all I want.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, she
God
couldn't get
damn.
to a. I couldn't get. I couldn't grasp what her point was. Like she couldn't come to a point. She had this
Well,
argument
then
that
she has to completely sidetrack and insult you for how stupid that you're being, instead of like pointing out that she's yelling at you, not
Mhm.
making the
well,
fucking point.
that's her
God.
argument. That's her like debate
Exactly.
tactic, right? To just like
Get
interrupt
loud.
you, call you stupid, be louder than you, like just so people can't hear what you're trying to say, and try to mess up your
Yeah.
delivery, or
Does she have
because
kids?
if
Did she
you
teach her kids to act like that? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt
I
you. That
don't
just pissed me
know.
off. God damn.
Because she was
I don't
acting like
know.
a
I hope
2-year-old. I mean,
not.
the looks on her face, rolling the eyes, and just her body language was very just childish and disrespectful. And I don't know.
And like she doesn't owe me any respect whatsoever, but she should respect the platform, and the audience,
And
and
the
allow
topic.
the audience hear both sides of the argument here. Um, I tried my very best to be very patient and quiet when she was talking. I know I did interrupt her at times. I wasn't perfect, but I did try to at least like set the tone of practicing patience and letting people talk. I don't think she
You
was
were
in for it though.
you were way more patient than I would have been. Way more. I wouldn't have handled that
Well,
well. I applaud
because
you
I
for that.
wasn't trying to like dunk on her. I was really like, since I told her, I like even told her that I was gonna. I'm the one that reached out to her and told her like I was gonna be talking about her tweet. So I wanted her to come on if she wanted to come on, and I wanted it to be more of like trying to appeal to her, like, hey, do you not see how this is really dangerous and bad, and how this is like contributing to the current problem that we have?
Right.
You know, try to reason with her somewhere, like find some middle ground or something. And
Yeah.
she wasn't having it. So
And I make jokes sometimes that I'll act first and then ask for forgiveness. But in a real situation like this, with serious possible consequences, you don't just react and post this video and make claims like saying that he possibly drugged her. She put that in there. I mean,
yeah,
there's no evidence of that at all. Why would she put that in her
none.
tweet? And to say that and then, oh, but if I'm wrong, I'll ask for forgiveness and I'll apologize. Well,
Yep.
that's not going to fix the whole problem. That's too little too late, in my opinion. She, you know,
Yeah, and it's like it's crazy. It's crazy that like, it's almost like saying like, oh, you know what? Um the man said his car's missing, and that, it's all scratched. Yeah, she probably chopped off his dick too. Like like where do I get that
yeah,
from?
it's like, let's just
Like,
throw in some other claims that are not founded at all.
that's not supported by what is being shown. Um it's very irresponsible to do that.
I agree,
Like
especially
you're
if she has a following, like I guess she does. I don't know why, but
I mean,
um,
I'm not saying she has a huge following, but she does have a following. She does have people that go to her spaces and listen to her talk. Um, so it is very you know, I think it's important upon for influencers or people who have a platform to be very careful with making definitive claims like that,
agreed.
because you can mislead people. Um,
Hmm.
good evening, untrackable. Are you rather really untrackable today? Are you having an untrackable type of day?
His
Yeah,
beard is untrackable.
I definitely have my moments, for sure.
Good, good. Did you watch the shit show over here?
No, I did not.
Oh,
Mm.
you're lucky. You're very, very lucky.
You, I would like to say something. That there are people that have their time when it's like, hey, when things are available to them, they show up, and the topic, it could be whatever, and I think I fall in that. I think I fall in that realm.
You
Like,
just kind of show
hey,
up and whatever, talk about
when
whatever.
everybody wants to talk about the thing at hand, and if that's what brings you the most of the competition of showing their presence, good on you, for sure. But there are also those of us that are like, hey, the door's still open, uh, and you let me in here, so thank you.
Yeah,
Very
it's all
welcome.
good. Glenn even said
Very,
if
very welcome.
anybody else has another topic, bring it up.
Yeah, if somebody else wants to present another topic, please feel free. Um, I
I
have
mean,
talked
I
about
have a topic. I don't think too many people have this topic on hand.
Mm.
Um, but I'm not very tech savvy, and
mm,
I'm down here in North Carolina, and
North
they
Cackalack.
closed down the schools for tomorrow,
Snow day.
and hey, if it was a traditional snow day like I grew up with, that
Mhm.
would be great. But it's not. That it means that I have to do Zoom, like a Zoom meeting with the teacher, and I don't operate that way. And my wife works out of town, um, and she's the one that does the tech. She's the one that does the technology and whatnot. I'm the one that puts my hands on people and things.
You're
And
hands on.
so when it comes to this, it's like, hey, I'm going to have to change passwords because I don't mess with this stuff on a daily basis. And now I have to realign. So, this is going to be a 3 hour ordeal for a 30-minute interaction. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah. Did you have to do this for the kids when the big C happened? Whatever we call it. I don't know.
No,
The
because
pandemic? Or
no,
they were too young or something?
I think the time frame was she didn't exist slash she wasn't old enough. So
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So, do you need help with Zoom? Is that what you want to talk about?
no, I don't think Zoom is a problem. But it has to do with me and connection to these things. So I understand changing passwords and connectivity, but
Yeah.
the fact is that I don't remember passwords because I don't use passwords on a daily basis. Um, and and
Mm.
and the connection between the schools, what they use
Mhm.
versus my capabilities, uh, it, that it does create a bit of a problem. And I apologized immensely last time, and I got a big, hey, it's no problem. It's not that
Yeah.
big of a deal. But when I grew up, um, it was, if you got a snow day, that was kind of acceptable. But
Yeah.
now, when the weather happens, they still want connection to you. Um,
Well,
and
thanks to technology, they could do that.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but there has to be some sort of leeway slash forgiveness, because even in my day, where it was, hey, the school can't touch you, stay home, stay
Yeah.
s- stay in, yada yada yada. And that was with a single parent household. um well, my child's not in a single parent household. However,
Mm.
they are in a household where somebody's better at something else than other things, and I'm gonna miss a day of work because of
Mm.
this. And I'm also the one that is not the the most technologically available to to handle this.
You made it up
Now,
here on StreamYard.
Yeah,
what
I
type
clicked a
of work
button on
do you
my
do?
phone.
If you don't mind me asking, Mr. Untrackable, what kind of work do you do?
Yeah, I work in a warehouse. I pick
Okay.
things up and I put them down.
Pick up heavy shit. I got you. I got you. I worked in a warehouse before too, like a roofing company. A lot of heavy shit.
A- And
Um,
outside of that, I work in the kitchen, so I make things hot, you know.
Mm.
So there is no, I give two shits about a computer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the computer has no use for you, or you have no use for it.
The computer is communication, and
Yep.
communication to me is very important. However,
Yes,
the computer does not make food hot. The
it
computer
does
does
not.
not pick things up and put them down. It just monitors who's doing what.
Well, depends if you have like an electric oven or something, and then that makes it a computer kind of circuit board thing. Kind of, you know what I'm talking about.
I mean, if you want to, if you want to go down that road, you go down that road.
No, I don't want to go down the road. I want to go down. I'm just saying that there's just a little bit of computing going on if it's electric. But
Well, there's a computer in a forklift. There's a computer
yep,
in the car that you drive. There's a computer in
I
the
know. I hate
18.
it.
There's a computer that is in the car that's that the cop's driving when he pulls you over. There's computers everywhere. But who
Computers in our
actually
hands.
does the things?
Yeah,
Or who
I totally.
operates the computers? You know what I mean? And there's only so
Yeah.
far that computers can go. So
Yeah.
Well, with AI, they're about to go really far, really far.
But you know, you
Like,
do have a choice. You could actually just decide to call your kids in sick tomorrow and let them have a real snow day or whatever weather, inclement weather day, whatever they're calling it. So you could make
this
that
is
choice
true.
too.
You could be like, you know what? They're sick. They're not going to class.
Mm-hmm.
If they get out of bed, they're going to be puking, and I don't want to clean up the puke. There is that. Or, um, if you're having a hard time logging into Zoom, I could show you how to do it.
Yeah.
Like, are they sending you a link?
I'm gonna start as early as possible because
We'll
we
start
went
now.
through this before and I
Uh-huh.
failed and I got her in there in the last 5 minutes. Um
Mm,
at the same time I went through my phone,
yeah.
but I'm gonna do it earlier this time, and
So
if we
did
still
the
have a
school send
problem,
did the school send you a link like for you to go to check her in the class, right?
oh, I felt like it because I went through 3 levels of verification,
Mm,
but it still um had it had a device verification problem that the whoever had that device before um
mm-hmm.
match with what we were trying to do right then. You understand?
Oh.
It was one of those first time device
Yeah.
usages.
Well, hopefully that doesn't be a problem for you this time because that part should be already troubleshooted. You know, the device should be recognized now, I think.
Y- you would think that it would be simple, but
But if a problem can happen, it most likely will with you, huh? I could see that.
Well, if it has to do with anything with the Department of Education, no, you wouldn't think things would be simple. Not as stupid as they've been. I mean, how do they blow $829 billion? And we have the most, like, some of the most dumbest students in the world. I don't understand.
and I'm okay. I'm okay personally with being a problem solver. Because,
we
like
all
I
are.
said,
All men are supposed to
I,
be problem
I'm
solvers.
gonna
That's what we
take
were designed
a
for.
day off of my job, which means my job now has to solve the problem of me not being there, and uh, they're okay with that.
Yeah.
It's part of my employment, for me to have that allowance. Um, but when it comes to just me not being there, um, what does that entail for whoever's going to replace me? Are they going to have to learn something in the moment to solve the problems that are come to be? Just as I am trying to solve the problems that are going to result from my child's education, as far as connecting to the media that they chose, rather, because if it was just sheets of paper, math and English, um,
Yeah.
writing sentences and adding things up, you know, mm, mm, but this connection to the World Wide Web and doing this Zoom meeting and
Mm-hmm.
having apps and all of that, it is where I think there's a disconnect, because I personally am not on that level.
Yeah. And you probably never had to be. So that's why you never took it upon yourself to have a keen interest to it. Um, like I don't I don't know a lot about some, technological stuff, and I'm just like, because I don't really have an interest to it. But then I end up needing help with it. So then I have to find smart people to teach me.
Mhm.
But no, I totally get what you're saying.
You can have us
You know,
as backup tomorrow. Like, just get a hold of me or Glenn or anybody in here, and we'll help you out if you need backup tomorrow morning.
yeah, we'll make sure your
Or
kid
take the
doesn't
kids
become a
out.
truant like I did. See, I became a truant by choice. Okay, we're gonna make sure that yours doesn't do that.
I did too. I used to go to
I
Mexico on
was
my
last to class
school
and first to
days.
leave. I played the tactical soap song that you made, or the video you made this morning.
Oh, you
It was
did?
a
I
hit.
wasn't there for that part. I was there for a lot of it this morning, but then I had to clean, had to do housework.
Yeah, no,
So I didn't see it.
it was great.
Good.
Do you guys want to see it? I'll play it for you guys.
Check
This
it
is
out.
a doozy. This one is a doozy. And it goes like up this. And the play.
Oh, tactical soap in my hand. Strong as you are a man. Lather up, feel that grip. Making waves, she's gonna slip into your arms with a sigh. Then look up with her blue eyes. Oh, oh, it's magic, can't you see? Tactical soap, strong as can be. Clean and fierce, it's gonna stay on your skin the whole long day. Hose come close, they're in a haze. Can't break free, it's here to stay. Tactical mode stings like a bee. Legs will tremble, set it free. But if you want to catch a chick, Klondike soap has got your dick. Oh, oh, it's magic, can't you see? Tactical soap, strong as can be. Clean and fierce, it's gonna stay on your skin the whole long day. Fighting through, break the wall. So strong it makes panties fall. Just watch out for your eyes. Don't know if they'll survive. Oh, oh, it's magic, can't you see? Tactical soap, strong as can be. Clean and fierce is gonna stay on your skin the whole damn day.
Tactical fucking soap. Get some. We need
Wash
you
your
saying something
balls.
like, yeah, we need you saying that at the end of the video every time.
Wash your balls. Long lasting, guaranteed. Okay, I promise you. It's been tested, sourced out. We could confirm that it's long lasting. Okay, like you could like go to the gym, not shower, and your armpits don't smell.
That's some strong shit, huh? What do they put in that
Mhm.
soap? I need to know.
Tactical stuff. Some real tactical stuff. You know, some
Oh.
real good tactical stuff.
Where did Untraceable go? He left.
He
Untrackable.
became untraceable. Untrackable become untraceable and untrackable at the same time.
He's cool. I like him. I get
Yeah,
it,
he's a
man.
good guy.
I don't like doing Zoom and all these things too. If I was a kid, I'd be like, no, it's a snow day. Let me go play.
Well, I mean, the kids love all this new technology, right? Until it bites them in the ass. See, because when we had like snow days, which never happened because we lived in California. But we had a few days off during El Nino back in, I think, like 95, 96, when that storm was real bad out here. It was raining sideways, kind of like Forrest Gump.
Everything was flooded. All the streets were
Everything
flooded
was
like
flooded.
rivers.
It was real bad. Like I lived like on this hill, and like the house that we lived in, like it kind of just slumped right there. So all the whole yard was like a big old puddle. It was just a one big, little mini lake. And I would push my brother down the hill so he would slide right down into the water. It was great.
There were people on surfboards
Wasn't a good
paddling
look.
around like paddle boards in the street during those storms. And I was like, I want to do that. I didn't have a surfboard though.
I had a paddleboard, I had a boogie board, but it didn't really work. I remember going to the beach during El Nino. That was fun because I was really big into like bodyboarding at the time, or boogie boarding. Hello, legendary. How you doing, sir?
The legend.
And there was some pretty good, surf at that time. I never got on a surfboard. Actually, I never stood up on a board at all in the water until I got into paddleboarding, and that was like much later in life.
Paddleboarding's so fun.
Yeah. Paddleboarding is the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Great workout.
It's way better than surfing. Surfing blows. I don't like it. Yeah.
I can't do it, so I just say that it sucks too because
exactly, that's why I'm saying it.
only stupid people surf, the real people paddleboard, like real cool people paddleboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm only saying that because I can't do it. So
I can't do it either.
But Siege, say something.
Howdy, what's up?
Siege.
What's up?
All right, yeah, just got off of work, man. Doing a lot over at the water aisle, man. I swear, guys, like a good workout every time. Getting to be able to pick up them cases of water, getting to do deep squats, get them on the shelves, and then also swinging them crates of water like kettlebells, man.
Oh yeah. That
Anyways,
should be a new
Get it.
workout lane.
Yeah, but hey, it's a real bummer that Glenn's not a Christian, man. You know, just because Natty gonna say so, man. What a real shame, man. I can't believe I was working for a not Christian Pharisee who interviews porn stars and works for Satan, man. How unbelievable, man.
Yep. She outed me. What can I say? I've been
Ah,
exposed.
jeez. I
Because
swear
she
to
gets to
God,
I've been
decide.
exposed.
I swear to God, our trolls need new material. It's just non-Christian Pharisees. I mean, the whole interviewing porn stars thing. I mean, it's so weird, man. Like, get new material, guys. Oh well. Hey, by the way, Glenn, I got to add Maggie to a list of ladies to look out for. Do you want me to include Maddie as well, or just Maggie?
All Maggies. All Maggies and Natties.
Understood. Oh yeah, especially Natalie's, man. I swear, man, Natalie's such a popular name, man. Anytime I like see a Natalie, man, a lot of times she becomes a slut, man. Tisk tisk. Anyways, another thing, too, Glenn, what you got to talk about in that post there about that, let's see, that guy who was trying to film that one night stand character, girl. Does this like stuff that really risk you when you get to like live like some type of player lifestyle and do the whole pump and dump thing? Like you put you
Oh
at
yeah.
risk?
Okay, like I'm gonna give you guys some game here. All right, hold on.
All right.
Should I leave? Is this just for men
No,
only?
plug your cartoon ears though.
Okie dokie.
You guys, aftercare is really important. What that guy did wrong, in my opinion, and I'm just assuming, right? I'm just assuming. I don't know anything.
It's hypothetical.
Yeah, hypothetically, what if he did something wrong was he probably didn't do or provide her very good aftercare. It was probably like, all right, he busts and he's like, all right, well, hey, wake up. No, you got to go now. No, you ain't staying the night, girl. You need to go home. Time for you to go. No, don't go back to sleep. No, wake up. Get your ass out the house. You know, that is really bad aftercare. Now, I get it. He may needed, to go to sleep and he didn't want her to stay there and because maybe he had work in the morning and he didn't want to deal with all that nonsense. I totally understand. But what he should have done is at least, provided some aftercare, kind of do a little bit of pillow talk, just kind of like, make her feel that she just wasn't a cum dumpster that you just invited over just to bust your nut and send on their way. Okay. Aftercare. Yes. That's that bonding moment with women after sex that is so important to them. It's where the oxytocin and the the endorphins, all that stuff, kind of get that pair bond, what they say, like, the pair bonding, chemicals. Yeah. If you're not providing them good aftercare to where that pair bonding, process could kind of like, put her at ease, then you're going to make her think that she is just a hoe. Although she may very well be a hoe, but you don't want her to feel that you just made her a hoe. Although you may have. You want her to feel that she had a good experience with you. So you just, you just don't like treat her like she's a piece of meat, like you just treat her with respect and, enjoy a little bit more time with her, just talking and whatever. And then you do the whole, I'm beat. Well, I gotta go to sleep and, I gotta get up really early in the morning. Like I gotta get up like in about like 3 hours. you may want to go home because you're not going to get any rest here. And then she's like, oh, well, okay. That's what he probably should have done.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, apart from some girls like Lily Phillips or Bonnie Blue or Annie Knight, do you look a good amount of women just want to be able to have that type of connection, like want to be able to have that aftercare, like want to have good sex, but then of course be able to feel like they're not a hoe afterwards, that they can actually bond with their man, right? Or
Yeah,
in your
they
experience,
just
then?
don't want to, even though they're like they know it's a one night stand. They don't want it to be like rubbed in their face that it's a one night stand. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, it makes sense
Like
there.
you didn't
The lead,
exchange like money, right? It wasn't a transaction. Like she came over there on her own free will because she wanted to sleep with you, right? And now that you busted, just like pushing her out the door, you probably would do that with a prostitute, and that's why she probably feels like she is being treated like a prostitute, and that's not going to make any woman feel good about the overall interaction, no matter how good the sex was. If she feels like she's a prostitute or she feels shamed, not a good look. The worst thing you could do to a woman is bore her and embarrass her and making her feel like she's a floozy, even though she may have behaving like a floozy, um, is not going to give her an overall good experience with you.
yeah, like you
And
and
those
Thor
they could
say
be
all the time,
dumplings.
that leave him better off than you found him.
That is correct.
God, it makes sense
That
there.
is correct, sir.
But isn't
Right.
that just kind of placating them? I mean, if they are floozy, then why not treat them like one?
Well,
If
I
it walks like
mean,
a hoe and talks like a hoe, ain't it a hoe?
How you ho.
Howdy-o.
you could you could still treat them. You could treat a hoe with common courtesy.
That's, yeah,
You know,
that's, there
but
you go.
if it wasn't
It's
like
true.
if it wasn't like a transactional arrangement, treating her a hoe or treating a promiscuous woman like a hooker, kind of bad, kind of wrong,
So, okay, where's
unless you
the
pay for
line
it.
drawn? Do you call her the next day? Like, or no? That's
I
probably
mean,
a
I think
line.
it depends on. I think it depends on the individual, like what they got going on in their life. Maybe they do, or maybe they wait till she replies to them. I don't know. To each of their own.
I
Like I
don't
don't
know
tell
either.
people what to do. Like
Gotcha, gotcha.
I can tell you what doesn't work, for me at least. But
What?
you got to pay for that for $5.99. Sign up for my invisible course that I do not have, and I will give you all the things that you should not do.
Gotta support
And
the
when I
gift,
mean
man.
$5.99, I mean 5 cents and 99 one or 99 cents of a cent or 1/10 of a cent. I don't know. Didn't make sense.
Speaking of
Um,
horses, hey, see, I still can't get over your awesome interview that you had with Tim Gordon, Glenn. I mean to talk to you about it, but that was a really good stream.
yeah, that was a good stream. It was a very, very good stream.
Yeah, because I
Um,
know that when the whole red pill versus Christ pill stuff went down. I mean, I got to discover Tim Gordon through Rachel Wilson just because she advocated for him as well as Stephanie Gordon. And then when the whole Christ pill was going on, I mean, I thought that Tim Gordon was what Chase Sovereign brought in, and they saw us as like male feminists. So I was worried about that. But I'm glad that you guys were able to reconcile, be able to clear some stuff up because I do like Tim Gordon. I definitely agree with a lot of his stuff, and it's good to be able to learn a little bit more about him because I can trust you, Glenn, to be able to ask like the right questions there.
yeah. Yeah, no, I think we still disagree on some things,
Mm-hmm.
like I think he still is kind of being a little well, he's being charitable to his friend Michael Knowles, of course. You know, he's gonna have his boys back to a degree. Um, you know, and I don't really agree with like their stance on like divorce when it's really clear in the Bible that there's two justifications, although that God doesn't desire for divorce. There are two justifications.
What were those again?
Sexual immorality and abandonment by a non-believing spouse.
And does sexual immorality also include not giving yourself to your spouse?
Oh yes, that is sexless marriage, and I would. This is Glenn Lawrence's opinion. This is not any church father or anybody that I know of that holds this view. But yes, I believe that if there's sexless marriage going on, and I'm talking about for definitely a substantial amount of time. I'm not talking because she's injured or you're injured or anything like that. I'm talking about a willful rejection of intimacy, intentional rejection of intimacy for a very substantial or consecutive amount of time. Yes, I do believe that is grounds for divorce. That's sexual immorality.
Well, to play devil's advocate, I'll play it right here. Isn't it like beneath you or degenerate to want sex from your woman? Can't you be able to control your urges? Can't you be
No,
able
that's why
to
she's
rise
my
above
woman.
that?
It says in 1 Corinthians 7 that you know what? If you can't withhold yourself from temptation, it's better for you to get married than burn from lust. So, the whole reason, besides the whole procreation thing, was to be able to get unlimited access to that vajayjay whenever I want, so I don't go bust on all these vajayjays. That's the agreement there.
Yeah, it makes sense there. Because I remember I was kind of like getting into it with I gotta tell you that my old atheist workout buddy got into get into orthodoxy, but I was like discussing about some problems with the church. One of them being that it's allows for the court system to be able to get in there, as well as that there's
Mhm.
like this idea of sexual immorality by not by withholding sex from your spouse. And he was like making the argument that you should be able to let's see, be able to overcome that desire and temptation, and to just really just continue to be like some type of servant leader, just continue to sacrifice and without getting anything in return, really. So I mean, just to play devil's advocate again, just can one say that we're like there's something wrong with us, Glenn, that we would like to be able to have that type of sexual access at all times?
No,
Of
there's
course, there are
nothing
some
wrong with you.
exceptions, like
That's
if
the way that God designed you.
got it, yeah, yeah. I mean, I would say that I mean, if you're not don't have like a strong sex driver as like a man, that maybe there, you got some T levels off on you, man. You gotta be able to check that stuff out, man. But to be
Yes.
able to for health wise, man,
Yep. And
it's
you know
up
what?
a
I'll give you guys a lowdown here. You guys want to know uh the company that I use, they have a great deal right now. Right now, if you guys wanted to get on some testosterone and have it a doctor approved and get your lab results, all that stuff, and be squared away, I could help you with that. See, it is called, let me pull it up here on my phone. Yes, there we go. It is right here.
Yeah, I think you kind of sent me a link to that as well, Glenn. Like the company that does that stuff. Turns out it's actually in the same city that I'm in here in Florida. So
Well,
definitely have to look into
that's
that.
a different one. That was the one that I was
Oh,
using
okay.
a couple of years ago. So
Okay,
it's
what's the new
called
one?
Royal Medical Center, and I'll drop the link here in a minute.
All right.
But it's a really good company right now. It's like I think it's $150 a month, and you could get your testosterone and other hormones balanced monthly. They will send it to you. You got to administer it yourself. They'll help you out and they'll coach you along the way.
Is it
And
an injection?
yes,
I can teach you guys.
yes,
Don't worry,
yeah.
it's easy.
Yes, she is actually a nurse. She does she could teach you how to poke yourself.
Yeah,
I have been doing
Perfect.
it
Thanks,
forever.
Electra.
I taught myself. Just kidding. That was bad.
Oh, jeez. Shout out to
How many
advertising,
veins did you
yeah.
bust? Oh, here we go. Perfect. And ladies, they also have them for you too. They also take care of women's hormone levels as well, because it's just so you ladies know, your testosterone levels are probably low as well if you don't get them checked regularly. It's not just guys that have been suffering from low T, both men and women. And
It's true. Women
according
have
to the
testosterone,
website,
too.
yes, women do. According to the website, the TRT program right now is starting at $89 a month. So even a better deal. Well, not really, because mine is the 150 for life. I think the 89 may go up after so many months. But
And that
yeah,
includes
there's the
the
link.
Got it.
medication too, the supplements.
Yeah, the 150 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 150 a month includes the monthly supply of, testosterone or other peptides or hormones that you may need.
Okay.
As well as getting your labs checked. You have to get your labs done, blood work.
Good. I'm glad they do
And
that.
also consulting with the physician every so many months. Like I don't have to get my labs done for another 2 months, but when
they
I do
check your
get my labs
PSI?
done,
Your prostate levels, do they check that along with your hormone levels or no?
they don't go up my asshole. Hell no.
No. Not digital prostate exam. Do they check your PSI levels? It's a blood test. Because
Yeah. No, they give you the full blood
with
panel. Like,
increased testosterone, some studies have found, and it's not totally correlated, but some studies have found that with increased testosterone, it can cause an increased risk for prostate cancer. That's the only
yes,
reason
and
that I asked,
also your
because you need to be
hemoglobin.
careful about that, and you need to check your prostate levels.
Yes, and
Yes.
also your hemoglobin levels too, because with testosterone, your blood does produce more red blood cells, and it tends to thicken your blood. And
Cause clotting.
if you want to avoid having a pulmonary embolism, like somebody I know had one, I would make sure that you give blood regularly.
Oh, well, okay, that
That's
works.
also just a good thing to do. That's a great thing to do. I like your take on that. Awesome.
Yeah. Every 2 months is a good rule of thumb, or every other month.
They only allow you to do it every other month, I think, still. I used to work at a blood bank.
I think you could go up to like 6 weeks, right? Every 6 weeks you could do it.
For
like a
whole
month and a half.
blood, I think it was, when I was working at the blood bank, it was every 2 months. But
Okay.
for platelets and plasma, you can do it more frequently. But that won't help you with the red blood cell count because it doesn't take out your red blood cells. It puts them back in.
Jeremy, do you want to come up here and kind of vent about what you thought about tonight's ordeal?
Yeah.
Because
Jeremy, get up
Jeremy
here.
has a very, very and very artistic way of explaining things in a manner that will make you feel very offended. And you know what? Why not? I just would love for him to come up and just rattle the cages.
I would love to get offended right now. Jeremy, get up here. Offend us all.
Jeremy, come offend. Come offend. Unique was the word. Unique. I should have said unique. Where's
Unique.
Bjorn at? Where's
Yeah, where's our
that bald,
heathen
ugly
homie
son of a
Bjorn,
bitch?
man?
Like, I know he's not like still doing the little Viking ice bath challenge thingy or
Is it past his bedtime?
hit me up, brother. Jeremy, I don't think I ever got your contact, bro. But all you have to do is click here. Look, I'm gonna put the link right now in the chat, and all you got to do is click the link. Like, here you go. Boom. It is in the
Yeah.
chat. It's right underneath your last comment. Click it
Clickety click.
and tick it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't.
home and I'm
No,
tired, so
we
you can
were
places with me, Jeremy.
filling out
I'm gonna
earlier.
get inside.
Oh, you don't know where
Glenn,
Bjorn is?
Carney, lecture.
What's that? Oh, Siege left. He ninja vanished.
Where'd he go? I was just about to thank him for coming in my chat the other night. He came to my show. I was just about to thank him, and then he vanished. Thank you, Siege.
He might be back. He might be like, oh, there's Jeremy.
Howdy.
What's up, Jeremy? How you doing?
Chillin', man.
Good. Did you I don't know, watch anything on this channel the last few hours ago?
Well, I kind of tuned out when the British woman was going on. I don't really like British people, Glenn.
Is it because they have the history of being redcoats? Is that your beef?
No. It's like the historic colonialization, cuntitude, like the exoration of Roman Empire, disliking dirty little Catholic boys, things like that.
He almost sounds like Flow State a bit, but a little
bit more
No?
educated.
Okay, well, but you know, some Brits are cool. I know a lot of cool British people. You can't hate them all.
I reserve the right
you could, though.
to absolutely do that.
Good point. You're right. You can do that.
I
who am I to
signed.
say?
Look, I signed documentation for a human being that was in residency of the United States, and I will die upon freedom.
There you go. All right, I take back my statement.
Look, you know, most
You
people
do
don't
reserve that
realize
right.
that the British Empire gave up like Hong Kong in the year 2000, and there's a bunch of fucking 20-year-olds calling me a colonialist right now. What the hell does that make sense about, huh?
Huh?
Yeah, you are what do they call them?
Look, technically I'm crazy, but if you get me $1 million, I get upgraded to eccentric, and then it's fine.
Then it's classy.
Well,
yeah.
What are we?
I get to wear
we need to-
tuxedos instead of hoodies.
I like hoodies over tuxedos.
Same.
I'll stay with crazy. I'll stay at crazy because I just don't like wearing suit jackets that much.
Look,
restricted.
I
feel like it's like when you're wearing like whitey tighties when you're in basic training, it just was uncomfortable. Everything's all like contained and stuff.
I definitely remember gym in middle school, and I didn't like that or Old Spice. So yeah, I mean, like you're getting some nostalgia here. I get you.
Have you ever had a suit jacket custom made for you, Glenn? Because maybe they were just... Is he frozen? Yeah, you're frozen.
Uh-oh.
Jeremy, have you ever had a suit jacket custom made for you? Oh no, you said you're crazy.
No, well, I really want to, but like I trade in a lot of currencies that people don't have. Finances are one of those things that you need for food where I come from. Like, it's just kind of like a thing you do because you need to do it. It's not really like a presentation oriented deal. So yeah, I don't know. Like I've told people on previous podcasts here, like, I'll walk around like a homeless person. If I'm going to get a wife, I promise you, if I need to, I'll steal yours.
What? I don't have a wife.
No, but you could have prospects.
I could probably find you one.
You want to?
What are you looking for?
Somebody to hold a Browning automatic machine gun and fire out the back door after we've robbed a bank. And I need you to hit at least like 5 police officers, because if you don't, like, you might go out the back window. Like I like, one way or the other, marriage or not, I'm getting this money, bitch.
Right. That's a high ask. That's a lot.
It is. It is. It's a march.
Well, that's gonna cost you.
Oh, what are we talking? Let's bargain.
Wait, what is he talking about? Were you muted, or is he talking to the children that were in the back? I don't know.
Oh, I can't tell either. Yeah, no, I can't tell either.
No, it's talking to customers.
All right. My computer took like a weird shit and restarted. So I'm on my phone right now, but I will be back up there in a few minutes. But
No
continue.
worries, brother. My computer routinely takes a shit on me. Like, I lost over 10 years of work one time.
Ooh.
Well, it drastically changes like the way that you do things. You know, like a lot of people, like, again, you know, a lot of people don't understand why the Renaissance masters are called the Renaissance masters. And one of the things I love about Da Vinci, and a lot of reasons people don't understand why the majority of his work comes down to like sketchbooks and stuff, is because like Da Vinci was, he lived by like a really, really awesome code. A philosophical code that basically said, like, you do whatever you do, and you do it till you're better at it than anybody else. And if you pull your head up from the grindstone and you notice that everybody else around you is doing the same thing as you are, immediately stop what you're doing and go do something else.
Mm-hmm.
Be the best you can be. Do everything you can do. Perfect that. If you lift your head up from the grindstone and somebody else is doing everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a perpetual motion forward to keep doing things. And the man literally invented the modern, like, you wouldn't have Grey's Anatomy without Da Vinci. Everybody remembers Mona Lisa, but you wouldn't have Grey's Anatomy without Da Vinci. It's a very tried and true methodology that is not gendered and can help absolutely anybody.
Da Vinci's a man.
Yeah, but his philosophy is not.
Yeah, we wouldn't have, you know, none of us would know what a Fibonacci sequence is.
That was bad. Ouch.
But do you see what I'm saying? Where it's like you just want to perfect your process to understand what your process is, so that you can invent a new process.
Yeah, because once everybody starts copying you and doing what you've been perfecting, then you got to move on and create something else. Because otherwise,
Right.
it's
But
just
like, think
stagnant.
about where I come from in the like writing and art world, where everybody like literally will put their flag in the. I mean, there's a great movie called Art School Confidential that's based off of a comic book, and it is. Like 100%, it is what going to art school is like if you're a sane person. Like, there's a guy that basically played by John Malkovich that just has his walls covered in paintings of triangles, and he looks a kid in the face and he genuinely tries to connect to him by saying, "This took me my entire life to get to. I worked so hard just to get to this." Do you understand? So it's like you can photocopy a photocopy so many times that all meaning gets lost. But if you keep figuring out how to invent a process, and you invent that process, it doesn't matter if you're machining parts, it doesn't matter if you're welding, washing cars, making food, like it literally doesn't matter. Like when you begin to realize that like everything is just a pyramid stacked on top of each other going in infinite directions both ways, like you just get to choose. You get to choose like what your goal is. You get to choose like what you really want to take, right?
Yep. My co-host is all about this, and I don't know if he got it from Da Vinci, or if it's just something that he knows in his being, because he's exactly like this. Like, create something and then let it all go and create something new. Like, he doesn't even listen to the music that he creates. He just moves on to the next project. And our shows, same thing. It's like something works, and then he's like, "Oh, gotta reinvent the wheel. Like, gotta do something new now because that already worked. So we gotta do
I
something
mean,
new."
Bjorn, I went out and hung out with Bjorn today, and he even asked me, he
Nice.
was like, "Did you actually like check your sales for the month yet?" And I was like, "Bjorn, I think I've checked the sales for my books like 2 times since it was published. Like that was never really the goal.
No.
Like the blessing this week, you want to know what a real miracle is? I'll tell you what a real miracle is. My computer has, much like Glenn's, shit the entire bed, and for the last 30 days I have tried to figure out how I am going to write my next book. And sure as shit, my birthday's tomorrow, and my whole family came together and they bought me a new computer.
Oh, I love that. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't
It's
buy your
just
computer, but
Tuesday.
happy birthday.
But yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
no, like important thing, I get to write a new book. Also, tomorrow's Tuesday. A long time ago, somebody shit out my stillborn corpse.
Were you premature?
No, no, I was awesome. I'm still awesome. I
Then
piss
why did you
excellence.
say shit out your stillborn corpse?
Oh, I really don't like humans all that much.
Okay.
Yeah, I find most people covetous of really nice things. Like, I was thinking actually, it's interesting you've asked me this question. Like, I was thinking about it earlier today, and I was like, I think the reason I find it so hard to even care about looking at looking at women or just like other options or like dating in general, I think the thing that makes it so hard about that is that there are so many people who are like so willfully working to insult God. I don't know how else to put that. I know it's really weird because I don't sound like somebody who would be very religious, but like it's like it's just weird to me like how many it's like
Like they're
okay,
just
so like
working to insult God by their lack of morals and their lack of character, and just
well
their I don't know.
I really
How do you explain it?
I don't like to tell this story, but like this is a totally real story, all right? So like one time when I was in art school, like one of my really good friends, he was a really good woodworking sculptor, and he sold me like fucking awesome weed. And so like we became really good friends, and he did a bunch of like jank shit on the side, like he would house paint and stuff. And a lot of people who were in art school were just kind of like, oh, what's kind of like you're kind of like double widen this shit, bro. Like you don't necessarily have to do that. Like what's going on? Like you've got like a whole community of like painters behind you. Like what's going on? And the more and more I asked him, like the more and more I found out that like him and his baby mama were in like a really, really terrible relationship. They had a kid together, and like this guy really all he wanted to do was just be like a really kick-ass sculptor. And one day, like I never knew how like abusively bad his girl was to him until like a week and a half after this incident, where like she basically like locked herself in a trunk and called the cops on herself to like fuck with her boyfriend. So it was like I didn't know that until well, that was like a week after the story I'm gonna tell you. But like
Crazy. That's
so
why I don't like people either, because people are weird. That is weird. That's just
right. So
craziness.
like one day I've known this dude for like a year now. This would be like 3.5-ish years into like my college career. I've known this dude for like a year. He's a really chill dude, and like I said, like he's technically like part-time drug dealer. So I'm like, all right, we're cool. Like I want to keep my connections. Like we're in the middle of a city. It's cool. And I get invited to a barbecue with him and his family, and he's like, well, I've invited some friends over and blah 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 blah. I'm like, all right, cool. And I go over there, and it's a big cookout. I don't know anybody there except for him and his girlfriend and his kid. And there's a bunch of other kids running around. They're all like 3 to 5 years old, and I don't know who any of them are. But like within like about 15 minutes, it becomes really, really apparent that like a lot of the parents have some substance abuse issues that go way beyond neglect. And I'm just kind of like the second I get there, I want to hang out and I want to be part of everything. And I kind of start to realize that like, dude, you like should not be here. Like this is a place where cops get called. You don't like to talk to police, do you? So like maybe we should start shaking hands and walking out the door, you know? So after about 30 minutes, like I start trying to kind of like head out, like, cause it's all in the backyard. You like go through the house, you kind of have to like cut through the kitchen and then like take a left down the hallway to the front door. So in true Southern fashion, I get stopped by like 95 people who never want to shut the fuck up. And I get kind of like storm-walled in the kitchen. And
that's why I do Irish goodbyes. I go out the back door and leave and don't say goodbye to anybody.
you can't go. This is why the South perfected kindness. Like you can't go out the back door if everybody's in the backyard.
I will find the front door. I will find a door where I don't have to say goodbye to everyone for 2 hours.
I was finding the front door. I was finding it. I had to go through the kitchen to get to the front door. I was finding the front door. I was doing your strategy. I'm with you. I'm
okay.
100%.
Okay. You were trying.
Like you would like look. Like the only difference would be like if you were there, I'd have to shoulder block somebody. Look, we're on the same page. I was going for the front door, but like, so there was a dude in the kitchen. And then when he turned around, it turns out, oh, he's talking to my buddy. And I get like completely storm-walled in the kitchen. And my buddy's like, oh, you just got, you know, like he's like, oh, you just got here, man. Like, what's going on? Like, get some food. I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Trying to get out of there. And this 5-year-old comes in. And he's like stupid pissed off. And I've never seen this kid before. I don't know whose he was. He was not my friend's kid.
He wasn't my kid.
Welcome back, Glenn.
Yo, what's up, brother?
He's definitely not mine. I didn't claim him.
This kid like comes into the kitchen and he starts screaming at the guy that like my buddy's talking to. So I'm like, oh, this must be like the kid's dad. The kid's like losing his mind. The dad's clearly on like some substances I don't even have enough money to abuse. So like I'm just gonna I'm gonna try and get out of here. And all of a sudden the kid like looks at the dude that my buddy's talking to and he's just like, fuck you. And it's like a 5-year-old. Like I didn't know what to do. He was like, fuck you. And he like reaches up on the counter and he grabs this big ass kitchen knife.
Oh my God.
And he's like, yeah, like the 5-year-old kid. And he like looks looks at the three of us and he's like, fuck you. And I'm like, dude, I'm so trying to get to the front door right now. And and the kid's who I'm guessing is the kid's dad tries to reason with the kid and he's just like, no, I'm not having it. You know, he's just like, I'm not having it. And he straight up
We're our
I'm not shitting you. I
Sorry.
watch a kid stick a knife into his left eye.
What? Into his own eye?
Yes, and with the knife sticking out of his his eye, he looks at his who I'm presuming is his father, and he's like, "Fuck you,"
Look what you made me do.
and
Oh
"Fuck
my
God."
God.
He's like, "Fuck you, fuck God," and he looks up at the sky and he's like, "I promise you, God, I'll never believe in you again because you did this to me." And he goes running out of the door.
Wow.
Okay.
A
The guy
5-year-old
who
child. Wow.
Yeah, now the guy who my buddy was talking to goes running out after him. All right. And I'm just kind of sitting there trying to back to the front door. And my buddy turns to me and he's like, "Don't call the cops." And I'm like, I said, "I'm not going to call anybody, but the only thing I can promise you is every time somebody asks me what I think about the human species, I'm going to tell them this story."
So, watch out for demon kids that stab themselves in the eye. Note to self.
Meth is a fucking drug, bro, and it sucks.
Yeah. Good evening, old Joe. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, sir, and hello, panel. How are you all this evening?
Hi, old Joe. Doing good. How are
Hey,
you?
Hang it
it's
out.
cold. It's cold here, man. My wood supply is dwindling. I have a couple of questions because I had to step out from
Yeah.
the debate, the interview, and I don't know how much longer it went. But how did that end off?
The same way it started, pretty much. That's the best way to describe it. It ended the same way it started.
Did you have a chance, Glenn, to sum it up? Did you talk about it a little with your panel? Because I don't want to go over the same territory again.
We did a little bit, but please, there's nothing that we can't go over again that's not going to be useful and very insightful, because you, sir, always tend to bring a different angle than what I would normally address. So it would be very beneficial to all of us if you wanted to bring it up again.
Well, I will do my best. I'll give you my impression, and then you can tell me what you think, because I could be off base. I just could not get over. What kept coming back time and time again was me imagining how terrifying it would be, because the topic was false accusations, right? Could you imagine being up in front of a judge who had the same worldview and mindset as that lady did? How horrifying it would be as you were trying to defend yourself to somebody who was entirely unconscious like that. I mean, it was stunning, really. And I
Yeah.
thought you did a very good job of pointing that out. But I kind of wondered what your thought was around the theology. Like, you pointed to some specific passages that you felt she was not on solid ground on the Bible. I was just wondering if you could kind of describe that a little.
Well, yeah. I was simply just questioning where she got this interpretation from, this teaching, because she was saying that like men are the kings, but women are the prophets, and the prophets, teach the king or tell the king, and the king listens to the prophets. So it really is almost like basically saying like, well, the men may be the head of the home, but the wife is the neck. So wherever the neck turns, the head looks, like that kind of thing. Almost kind of like basically
wait,
undercutting the authority of the husband.
And yet,
That's
when you asked
technically
her to,
historically true.
But
when
she
you
never,
asked her though,
she never
in human
explained it or
history,
gave sources.
yeah,
in
if you
history,
give me
that's true.
if you give me like, I don't know, 2 minutes, I'm going to drill into something that I want to see if I have an error on. And this
Okay.
is why I'm asking Glenn these specific questions, because you have
Totally
two
understood, Joe.
worldviews. You have two
No,
worldviews that
absolutely. Floor is yours, my man. No. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Like, please.
Thank you, sir. There's two worldviews that are being married here. Now, it's very clear to me, at least it seems to be, that this lady is a postmodernist trying to pass herself off as a Orthodox Christian. So my position, and I would state this quite openly and did in chat, is that she's actually a Marxist. And postmodernists create their own realities. So what I was fascinated by, Glenn,
Yeah, postmodernists are pieces of shit.
I was fascinated by the fact that you asked her to ground her theology in scripture, and she was not able to do so. Now, does that mirror what
No.
you watched?
Yeah, no, but see, that was consistent through every disagreement we had when it came to her her view of the video, why the video was posted. It didn't align with anything that was presented in the video. So I mean, when she says she was consistent, she kind of is right. She's consistently wrong about everything that she was trying to say. I gotta give
She's
her credit for
consistently
that.
skirting the topic and just not
Yeah.
even explaining what she had it's like she tried to get to a point, but then she couldn't back it up with anything. So it was
Well,
just
and-
Yeah,
it's
and she thought by bringing up the Orthodox Bible and stuff like that that was going to be something that
trip
would
you up
stump
or
me.
something. It didn't.
Do you want to
What
know
was
what Geo
fascinating-
says? Geo says liars lie. That's what they do. Lies aren't the opposite of truth. Most lies, especially the ones that are most effective, need at least part of the
Part of
truth.
the truth. Yep. You got to have a little bit of truth
Exactly,
in a lie
Glenn.
in order for it to be believable.
Yeah.
Exactly, Glenn. Yes, sir. You gotta
So
have
lie
a
is like-
little bit of truth to dangle the hope. And you know what the funny thing, and I don't put that in the book, but do you know what the funny thing about liars who lie is? They only ever start out lying to themselves. And it's whoever they get to believe into the lie, like, hey man, all for the, par for the course, all for the money. But like they're only ever lying to themselves. And like we were talking about with like Glenn and I were talking about personas a long time ago. And like that's kind of what I meant, Glenn, is where it was like you have these people who are reflecting your lie back to you so frequently and so much that you just start sniffing your poops like they smell like roses, and all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like
He's
that's
not
how
talking
big
about my literal
big men take their fall.
He's not talking about my literal poop because I didn't poop.
Well, another thing that was interesting in the conversation is that if you notice, there is a theme that had to be justified. So I have found that those people that subscribe to postmodernism will adjust reality to fit their opinion. Now, the reality that this lady came into the conversation with was this woman who was being filmed was a victim. So at first she claimed that she had either been drugged or taken advantage of when she was under the influence of alcohol. When that couldn't be justified, it switched to what was the word? She was very distressed or something. What word?
Distressed.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yes,
say that
distressed.
she was
Distressed.
Yes.
Distressed. But in any case, this woman's feelings had to be looked after, and that's why the word distressed was specifically selected. And I was thinking, there are times when somebody may come into a establishment with a firearm or be violent, who is clearly distressed, but they're also dangerous. So looking after their
Yeah.
feelings at that time is not the priority. However, in this lady's worldview that you were talking to, the most important thing seemed to be to look after that lady's feelings. And I'm not sure that that's a logical position to take. I think it's a
Because women
postmodernist-
don't see themselves as predators, Joe. And if you take femininity out of the woman, then what you have left is a creature that adapts to its surroundings and it makes itself ready for survival. And its means of survival are completely different from what a human woman's needs are. And that's a predator, man.
I agree. So how do we start to recognize this predatory behavior from these type of people where typically we haven't classified it as such?
We should
We're
bring back the Boy Scouts.
I think you have to definitely clarify reality with these people because she wasn't in reality. And if
okay. Let me bring.
you're talking to someone that's not in reality, you're not having a real conversation. It's based on their lies and their delusions, and
And the
that it
fellow on the
just doesn't
lower
go
right makes
anywhere.
a really good point that I'd like to kind of build on a little. We've been talking about other female behavior. Recently, we've been discussing this book called Hoe Tactics, where
Low
women will
tendency.
fleece. Yeah, where women will fleece men for money intentionally using psychological techniques. Now, is this also predatory behavior on the part of those women?
Oh yeah, very much so. Especially
Yes.
if they are using it for nefarious
Absolutely.
reasons. They're doing it for like
And yet,
ulterior
yes,
motives and stuff. Yeah.
and so sorry,
I
the guy
told
with
you,
no
I trade in
avatar on.
currencies that people don't trade in. Other people who are scared of God and are scared of the things that they've done and what they're going to do and where they're going to go, they trade in money. And if the only thing you trade in money is, yeah, you're going to do some unscrupulous, nasty shit to get that money.
What I'm
Jeremy,
wondering is
I
why
thought we
is like
Jeremy, I thought you stopped selling yourself like that. You said you were gonna stop being a gigolo.
It was a grocery store rumor, Glenn. It was a grocery store rumor. It was passed around a network I had no control over of. I've never worked in the pornography industry. Ever.
Hey, whatever you say, pal. Whatever you say.
yeah. So the last question I'll ask before I drop down is this what we would consider feminine, not female, but feminine predatory behavior.
Mhm.
Why is it that we as a society hesitate to call it out, hesitate to punish it as much as we do male predatory or what we would consider bad behavior? Why is it
Because
way
the
more difficult for us
judiciary
to identify?
because the judiciary branch of the fucking federal government is on women's side, bro.
I get that, but I'm
I'm not
wondering
gonna say
why. What is
anything. I'm not gonna say anything to a girl of any age, of any type, that puts me in a category of having to talk to a police officer. If that happens to be on your dating site, sorry, sweet pea, you ain't getting no dick.
That's right. Because half these bitches are not worthy for penis. They're not worthy of penis, you guys. Not every woman is worthy of penis.
We are
when
the
you're
gatekeepers now. Do you understand that, gentlemen? They gave it
Yes.
up. They won it all. Great. Now I get to call. You get the key, you get the lock, you get the gate.
That's right.
hey Glenn, your
That
random
is right.
zooms are almost perfectly timed all the time. Are you doing that on purpose or is that just random or
Oh no, that's just it's doing its own thing. It's thinking. I don't even know why it's doing that, honestly.
no? Well, I thought the conversation went well. I thought you did well in drawing out, especially the grounding in scripture. That part, it seemed like it was really revealing because it was clear that there was no basis for the points that she was making. And I just wanted to
And I don't
bounce
want to
that
like
off the panel.
speak. I don't want to
I think
speak
you're
for
right, Joe.
orthodoxy. Like I don't want to like speak on behalf of anybody from orthodoxy, but I believe that, and also like Catholicism, they rely on like other books,
A
like
box
the
in a box
writings
in a
of like.
box in a box in a box in a box in a boat. It's like the time God was like, I'm going to be exhibit and I'm going to be a man, being God, looking at God, be a man, being God, looking at God, being God. Yeah. It's a box in a box and box and box and box and box and boat. And all you really got to do is look at the shoreline.
Something like that.
Yeah, man.
Good evening, Angry Casper. Oh, wait a minute, you're not up here yet. Let me go ahead and pop you up here.
Yo, what's up?
What up, Casper? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm just chilling. I go now. I figured I'd at least let some new people hear my voice. They think I'm just a fucking chat troll. Hi,
Cool.
what's up?
But real quick, let me finish answering old Joe. So no, I don't know exactly enough about orthodoxy to like say anything, but I always assume that regardless of what other material that you're using to form your decision, if the Bible is supposed to be inerrant and flawless, that you would ground at least part of your, or at least a good foundation of your argument in that, if you're going to be saying that it's based on, you know, what, God wants, right? Because if it's not in God's writing or God's word, then how can we confirm that it's what God wants and not what these church fathers want, And that's
God
the part
created the
where
wind.
that's where like they kind of lose me when some of the times I think their arguments are not based on and I could be wrong. Again, I reserve the right to be wrong on this, but not all arguments that I hear presented are based on scriptural foundation. But the fact that she couldn't find any or present any scriptural foundation to support her claim on any of the theology aspects really was concerning for me, because it's like, well, why can't you just tell me the passage of scripture? Like, shouldn't you know this if you're gonna state that this is fact? You should know your facts, and just saying, well, there's somewhere like this. Like, I will reference the scripture that I'm stating as a source, and I don't even have to look them up. I know them by heart, and I can pull them up to show you, But
I
Yeah,
think
but she
with the
wanted to she
requirements
wanted
of
to direct you to a
orthodoxy,
YouTube video.
aren't the
Instead of
if I
requirements
wanted
of
to,
orthodoxy like really strict?
hold
Like
on,
you
Jeremy.
should know those things.
Hold on,
You
Jeremy.
instead
What
of
should
was
know
that?
instead
those
of
things.
To
I think
answer
there's
your
a
question,
delay. I think there's a delay. Hold on. What
Oh,
was
my
that, old
instead of
bad.
Joe?
My
instead
bad.
of instead of quoting the scripture, she was wanting to show you a YouTube video of somebody else's interpretation
Yeah.
at that point in time.
And it's just like, well, wait a minute. You're the one that's presenting the claim. Like, like, you should know where this is, not just taking somebody's word for it. I'm not going to just take someone's
Yeah.
word for it. And just because, oh, Father so and so said this, that means it must be fact.
Yeah, no, that's not legit.
All right, man. Hey, it was a fabulous conversation. I just wanted to get a little of your feedback. Thanks for having me up.
Thank you for
Joe,
coming
sorry
up,
if I
old Joe.
interrupted
And
too much, dude.
No problem. And you made an excellent point there about the feminine predatory behavior. It's one that we should discuss more.
I agree.
we
I'd
should.
like to do that. Yeah, for sure.
Right on,
Should we
man.
have like ghost, like ghost stories, like haunted,
Yes.
like like be like, ooh.
Okay, we'll see you.
Let's do it. Jeez.
Good evening, Angry Casper again. How you doing, sir?
I'm just chilling. That chick is insane, but she doesn't actually believe. Like, if you listen to her, I don't know. I love catching snippets when somebody fucks up and she says they. Like, I will never, as a religious person, refer to Christianity as them or they. It's us. Like, you can pick up on her. She's not religious. She's just a grifter. Like, imagine saying I'm not a feminist and my name is former MRA. So it's like she's implying that she went to the MRA tribe and she worked it all out now, and it's all bullshit. So now she's come back from the MRAs to tell you they're all full of shit. And
That's a
she's
very fantastic point.
Like,
That's a very fantastic point. I swear to God, that's a great point.
no, I'm cheating
Yeah,
because I've heard
I kept on trying to bring that up to her too, and she would just
Straight
ignore it. I
up,
was like,
MRA or NRA, it doesn't matter. Like, the only people who have flags are the people who are governments and the people who are terrorist groups trying to be governments.
you're not far from the truth.
yeah, I
It's
was like
necessity
trying to tell her, I was like, but
civilization.
you
It's a
said
different
that
conversation.
you are ashamed of your MRA days, like you what's the word I'm looking for? you disavowed your MRA, affiliation, and so obviously you bringing up every so often that you were an MRA for 6 years really doesn't mean anything. It just doesn't when you disavow it. Like,
Right.
I don't know.
No, like straight up, you walked away. So why is that even part of your resume at this point if that's not part of the values that you're ascribing to? Like, are you that or are you not that? Did you change from that? If you changed from that, how far did you deviate? Where did you deviate to? Is that where the men's rights activism should go to? Why? Show us your philosophy. Give us some math. Give us some metrics. Like both of you are asking valid questions.
Yeah, but I could answer her the questions. She couldn't. There's a difference between the two of us.
Exactly. Yeah, she's not going to answer any of those questions.
No, although she may not, and I did correct myself. I was like, you know what? She's right. She's not a feminist. She's a misandrist.
Yo, good call. Good call.
You know what's hilarious though?
What's that?
Sorry. Oh, dude, I got mega lag. Okay, there's two new people. I'm in New Zealand, so when I'm speaking, it's like satellite phone. So it's like I'll take a breath. You'll think you can interrupt me and speak, which is fine, but I'm gonna speak over you without even hearing interruption. Sorry, man. I'm just telling you.
No, hey man, understood.
Sweet. So what happened was I have a bad habit of triggering fucks from chat. It's a talent. I don't care. I live on the keyboard. Okay, like it's my job.
A skill that he
when
loves.
I fucking love it now. I thought it was bad. Like it was. It's a. I don't want to get sidetracked. But what was funny was the insults that I was throwing at her. She started throwing at you. And I'm like, this chick is not even concentrating. Like, she lost it, dude. And it's like, I remember saying in chat, like, you're not religious. And the last thing she told you is you're not religious. The chick is so fucking easy to read. It's insane. Like, I don't understand how people can. Here's a question. I mean, I was raging at girls, but like, what kind of a female is going to listen to that and actually believe it to be true? Like, I want to be wrong. And to
a gullible one?
Yeah, but the problem is that the level of gullibility is so high right now that you can't go outside without getting in trouble if you're just a normal human.
Right, but how many people are afraid to go out of their front door and confront that with truth?
Yeah, well, true, which is why we have the whole loneliness.
So, like, we as men have a duty. And while we may not go out and have to fight a physical war like the people who pledge their duties to us, we might not have to go fight a physical war, but we have to fight a metaphysical one, and we have to do it at our own fucking doorstep. And every day you have to go out and you have to look bullshit like that and the truth, just like you're doing and Glenn's doing. And you got to speak the truth and you got to do it to its fucking face, man. That's the thing that a lot of us as men don't understand. We have to go to the face. You have to face the thing. Are you afraid of falling out of a plane? Hire somebody tomorrow to push you out of a plane with a parachute. It's your duty as a man to go out of your front door every day and to confront fear with truth and destroy it. Kill it. Kill that fucking. Kill the devil. Kill the devil. Kill fear with truth.
Let me interrupt you for a second. So here's I agree with you, but it's in how it should be. Okay, it's not what it is. And the biggest problem that I have, not with you, with people like her in general, is everyone is going to be mixing up things of how things should be and how things are. So the things are not the way they are, and now you're gonna pin, not you, people are gonna pin shit on men that, let me take a breath sometimes, okay? So it's like people will be pinning shit on men, which is solely responsibility of females. Like this society, this experiment that aliens have injected into our DNA or God or whatever, like it doesn't matter. But like this insanity of having zero accountability, responsibility, or mission statements they all lie on the masculine, none on the feminine. Like, here's a question that's going to trigger half the fucking, and I'm not looking at comments because I know I'm going to trigger people. So if a man who, how can I put this? Here's a, be truthful now, a female who's 40 and hasn't had kids, has she failed? Barring all the fucking, maybe she's sick or cysts or whatever. I'm just talking about 99% of the females. So a female who's gotten to the age of 46, okay, and has had no kids, is she a failure? And if so or not, whose responsibility is it to tell her that? Because
I say yes, she's a failure.
Yeah, so what pisses me off is like all this bullshit and and I'm not even talking about the individual level, okay? I'm not speaking about the individuals because it's rude. I'm talking about societal responsibility. So if men are societally responsible to keep the shores of and borders of their country intact, okay? As a Slav, I can shit on Ukrainians and Russians now because I'm a Serb. So if those men are now dying, dodging fucking flying robots, like what?
Hey, Serbia is fucking awesome.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. But fucking don't derail me. I'm one of those guys who can get derailed. That's Glenn, okay? So what is the equivalent responsibility on the female end? And I'm not talking about the individual now. I'm talking about societal responsibilities the female have towards their fucking community. If any chick can come up here and answer me that without calling me an incel, MGTOW, whatever the fuck they want to call me, a gay, I'll be impressed. I'm yet to be proven wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm muting. I usually say I'm finished because I'm in New Zealand. Okay, muting.
I like your passion, brother.
Wait, so you
Like
want someone to tell you
I
what?
fucking hear so much heart from this dude. That is so worthwhile. People do not understand in the masculine community how much worth passion like that has, and whether or not anybody in chat agrees with this man. If you're a man and you don't employ the same amount of endless passion to the things that you believe and the things that you want to achieve, you're a bitch. You are a bitch-made motherfucker. That dude is chill as shit. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, my Serbian brother. Hell yeah.
But it's an honest question. Like, I don't know. I sent Glenn a video, and it was, I mean, they shit on Menosphere too, whatever. But it was like Paul Ehrman, an Indian fella, and they were talking about like how things were and how things got to how, like, where we are right now. Okay, and everyone, how can I put this? I was listening to Law States yesterday, and I remember Raging Cunt goes, "Oh, we can't have arranged marriages." Okay, that's debatable because at this stage, isn't it clear that females are not capable of making rational decisions when it comes to mating partners? Like, I don't know what birth rate do we have to have before me stating that chicks clearly in their wiring brain selecting for animal instincts when they choose their partner and then looking for a guy to raise somebody else's kid is not going to fucking work. We've run this experiment 20 years ago. Like, do we have to all become like Korea and have, what was the last number? It's going to take, like, if you have 100 Koreans, they will produce one grandchild at this rate. Like, can you guys just stop and contemplate that for a fucking second? So 100 Koreans in
Can I ask you a question?
is going to be equal one grandchild.
I have a question too. I'm in line. If anyone
No,
need a word
go
in
first,
advice.
please. Ladies first.
Well, he asked a question, but he didn't wait for an answer. He asked a question. If
I've
anyone
never
can
had
come
an
up here on panel, you
No,
asked
don't
a
get
question.
personal. Go ahead.
Can
ahead.
I talk? Thanks.
Yeah, of course.
You asked a question. If anybody can come up here and tell you what a woman's role is in comparison to a man's role, well, I thought we're not equal. We're not comparing. That's kind of a feminist view, in my point, of what you said.
Really?
Trying to make.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. My apologies. Explain to me how me asking what is the societal fucking expectations of the female gender as a whole, so 52% of the population. How is that feminist? Just asking a question. What is
You were
the
asking it in
female
comparison to what a man's role is, and I'm just saying that I thought it's not comparable. We are different creatures. It's not comparable.
Yeah. So
that's my
Let
answer.
her, hey, let her answer, man. Let her answer.
That's my
She's really
answer.
smart. Like, I legit,
Hold on.
like, she is very smart.
Casper, let her finish her sentence, okay, bud?
Yeah, that was my answer. Is that we're not comparable, and that's my answer.
Casper,
DJ Electro, would you say that it's
hold on.
we
Let
live?
Jeremy, let Casper rebuttal.
You got it.
I got nothing nice to say, so I'm gonna keep quiet. I said it in the chat.
Wow, I
because she
shut
didn't
up,
answer the question.
Casper. Oh, you
No,
guys,
you-
round of applause, Electra.
No, so let me try to
I can
clarify.
spool up if you want for the old time's sake.
No, Casper, let me try to
No, but
clarify
Casper,
the
I wasn't
confusion here.
doing digs on you.
You
I
didn't
wasn't
answer
getting
my question. You
personal.
called me a feminist and said that I don't have the right to answer it, and you didn't answer my very
I
specific
didn't call
question.
you a feminist.
Can you repeat
I
it?
said it sounds feminist. I said it sounds feminist.
Okay, it sounds
trying
like
to compare
feminist.
the two
Whatever.
and make them equal
You're
when
being
I
empty
don't
now.
see them, men and women, as exactly comparable. You can't compare the two. We're so different.
Yeah, I can answer
do we
what the
have to be
society.
equal?
Sorry, Glenn, can I?
Hold on. I was gonna say, do we have to be equal in order for us to be successful? Because we would both need men to do what men need to do, right? And women to do what women need to do in order for our society or our species to continue, right? So
Right.
regardless if
Yeah,
one is
Glenn. Yeah.
doing it and the other one's failing to do it, we still fail. I think that's what Casper is getting at.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
If two sides can't balance, like you have to balance everything. Like I'm not a look, the idea of a trinity is really important because a lot of people don't realize that scales are balanced with a thing at the top. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you have to balance a man
There's
and
a
a woman and
counterbalance.
what exactly like what those things are, but you have to balance them in a trinity. Like nothing is binary, but it's not like progressives say. It's literally one of those things where it's like God sits above the definition of man and woman, and as that ballast, it can weigh the balance of those things. And like your responsibility as a human being is to find the value in trying to equalize those things on the ballast, not inside of your society. You should find the ways, you know what I'm saying? Like the idea of a shield maiden came about not because of some venerated, honorable, story brought thing. It literally came down to the idea of like somebody's got to be as strong as a man at home, and somebody's got to be as strong as a man somewhere else. So if you guys can't balance like a man and a woman and your own strengths and your own weaknesses, if you can't balance that underneath that ballast of God, that thing that's going to make things work, that hover, like it's literally the thing that makes the balance hover inside of space and time. If you can't balance things underneath of that, then if one of you is off, everything in space and time is like a jet engine, man. Everything moves in a cycle and everything moves in time. Everything moves in sync. And if one thing is off by 1 millisecond, then the whole machine destroys itself. So yeah, if you're a woman and you're not doing the things you need to do as a woman, and you're a man and you're not doing the things that you need to do as a man, like if you're a woman and you don't want to do chores, if you're a man and you're playing video games instead of playing with your kids.
I think they're talking about pushing out babies.
No, I'm talking about the balance, because people try to push things down these funnels of words that they don't have the benefit of stewarding the definition of. Only corporations have for the better part of 40 years. So when people say things like masculinity and femininity to me, they don't mean anything. Because like nobody's balancing shit. None of you, like nobody is balancing shit. And Ghost does have a point. Like, yeah, if a woman is not a woman, but also to the vice versa, if a man's not a man, then like how the hell are you really going to balance any relationship? How are you going to face any hardship if you can't meet each other in the middle? How, if you meet each other in the middle, when you meet a hardship, are you going to get through that without meeting God in the middle?
That's why there's so much divorce. Because people don't meet in the middle.
Exactly.
Yeah,
There's no
I tend to
concession.
make them meet on my side. I tend to make them meet on my side, just a little bit over on my side, like 51-49, just so I can say I have the upper hand.
Hey, Glenn, just out of curiosity, because I
And you know what, Glenn? A good woman would let you do that because she knows that would be the balance of her relationship, and that would be the success of her relationship. And that 1% is the thing that makes things work. She would give that to you
100%.
if she was a real woman.
But now we got all these trannies running around, so you're watch out, guys.
Hey, look,
Amy
man,
Casper, you
a
were
pool
saying
boy with the
something?
right
Hold
shade
on.
of lipstick.
It's 7 p.m. I gotta fuck off for an hour in like an hour. I don't mind being quiet when I'm usually, but like, okay. Just
Yeah,
out of
allow
curiosity,
me-
sorry, this isn't a sidetrack, and I'll tie it up, I promise. Okay, did you watch the video with Paul and the Indian guy when they spoke about how partnerships used to be created?
I did.
Because it goes in what the gentleman on my right side was talking about. Like,
Yeah.
and it is 100% true what he's saying, but bro, I can understand when you paint with words, but there's too many people that don't, and it sucks. Because yeah, you can say the same fact.
Agreed. Author over here. Agreed. Paint with words. If you're a man, paint with words. It's not fucking gay. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I love
It is. Allow me to welcome Bumpkin,
What's up, Bumpkin?
who has been on a MIA hiatus. I don't know what type of shenanigans he's been doing.
Bumpkin.
What up, Bumpkin?
What's up?
What's up,
How's it
Home
going?
Slice?
How long has it been since I've been over here?
I don't know, like a month.
Yeah.
Did you switch?
Bro, you sound like Eeyore. Are you okay?
Eeyore?
Yeah, you know, the donkey that lost his tail with the president of China.
I don't think they watched Winnie the Pooh.
Why not? It's a timeless classic, Glenn.
Because we are.
I did watch
old
Winnie the
and
Pooh.
He is young.
I did watch Winnie the Pooh. What do you mean? How young do you think I am?
Younger than us.
I mean, yeah, that means that's not very hard to do, though.
Wow.
Oof.
Wow.
All right, youngster, you want to hit below the belt? Just reckon that is fair play, my big guy.
It's okay. It's all right. I've been doing a lot of stuff, working mainly.
Yeah. Did you switch schedules? Or are you still
No.
working grave?
I'm still working grave. I'm thinking about making the Great Pill mortgages back to Washington. So,
What job do you work? Do you mind me asking?
I'm a correctional officer.
On the grave?
Yeah.
No worries,
Nice,
brother.
I have a couple friends that do that.
Yeah, it's legit. Like I have like 2 or 3 friends and 2 or 3 clients in my business who are in a completely different county of mine that do that. It's a venerable profession. I'm sorry that you don't get enough sleep, and thank you for your service, my man.
Bumpkin, I wanted to ask you this, and before I forget, can I? And we've got 2 of you here, okay? So now I know what the question. Like, there's this stat that everyone always keeps bringing up, and I don't delve into it, which is that we removed X amount of fucking crazy bins, and we built X amount of prisons instead. Okay, so it's a 2-part question. The first part of the question, which is obvious for the stupid people, which is like, do you think that we've actually replaced prisons instead of insane asylums? And what I mean by that is, what percentage of individuals do you believe that are currently incarcerated probably more belong in I don't want to say like a high security fucking Batman Gotham City insane asylum, but they probably will never get help they need to be released back into society because they have some mental illnesses. Now, be it because they're son husbands or whatever, The second part of this question is, back in the day, insane asylums weren't really gendered per se. So you would get, unfortunately, females go fucked in more than men, or the opposite end would be that men that got fucked differently in different places. But like when we removed insane institutions, which would house people like Nettie, okay, and people like the fucking dickhead who thought it was okay to take out a CEO, which is not. Do we like now not have even institutions to look after sick females? Because single motherhood produces just as many sick kids as. This is a huge question, but I don't know if you want to, if either of you guys.
I can
Anyway, because
answer
if we're gonna fix this, do we need to bring back like some? Like, can we pull the money out of the private prisons and say, can you just make private fucking KPI mental asylums?
Private prisons aren't going anywhere because the judiciary system in America isn't going to be revolutionized anytime soon.
It's more realistic. Okay.
Sorry,
I'll answer the question. All right.
Yeah, please do, because it's your lane.
Yes, I work in a county jail. Yes, 90% of the people that are in county jail are batshit crazy. Usually there is one state mental hospital that is always over capacity. That's in every state. Usually most states have at least one.
Yep.
They're always overpopulated and they can never take too much people. So, these crazy people go out and they do commit crimes because they are batshit crazy.
Yep.
And there's no place for them to go. So yes, jail and prison, but mainly jail, because most of the time they do like petty crimes.
Yeah.
It takes a real crazy one to do like a hefty crime for prison. They are way overpopulated with crazy people. Yes, we need to reestablish mental institutions. Will they ever do that? Probably not, but we do need to reestablish mental institutions. And they can be new with new regulations so the old stuff doesn't happen. We live in the modern era. 60 years ago, nuclear power plants were terrible. Now they're modernized and they're great. So I think with certain precautions, we could definitely not have the same problems as before.
So you think it's like a matter of? Do you think it's a matter of like restructuring on a state level or a county level rather? Because like the counties that I kind of work between, it seems like the major issue isn't necessarily like who should be in an insane asylum so much as the society that's fucking killing them. I literally watch people get eaten by their lives. I watch people die, strangers in their own lives, and they don't realize it until a year before they go. I watch it every day, and it's like, I don't know who's in prison sometimes, to be real with you. So, like, is it that we're producing these things and we don't, like, that's the real question in America. Is our problem that we don't have a box to put these people in, or is the problem that we are making the people that we don't have a place to put it?
People
Like,
don't want to live inside that
because
box. They don't want that.
Look, everybody likes
crazy.
everybody likes to go against the privatized prison industry, and I get it. I am an anti-institutionalist. I get it. But like, things have to work, man. Like, things have to work.
There really aren't that many private prisons, are there? I mean, I think it's only like less than 10%.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna laugh with my man here. No. It is like,
real quick, I want to say, hold on, gentlemen.
No,
about 10%.
Hold on, you guys. Shout out to Cellulite Podcast. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Salute to you. As you were, ladies and gentlemen.
There is a ridiculous amount of privatized prisons that directly deal with
the
state governments.
But the amount of them is only 8%, 8 to 10%.
In what study?
Yeah,
People
in what
cherry
study?
pick numbers every day. The reason I keep leaving corporations is because somebody tells me that my work is the work of a team's, and that somebody tells me like all sorts of shit like that. Like, which numbers are you looking at? Because when it comes down to 8%, like if you told me today 8% of all prisons were privatized, I promised you, if you gave no context, I know for a fact you were talking about my county. My county. I know. Look,
I looked at a
I
couple
worked
different sources and they all said 8 to 10%. I'm
I
just saying. I'm
worked
just reading the facts that I read. So
I
that's it.
worked with hospice for a long time, for almost like a year and a half, 2 years. Like, I worked with hospice until it got too hard to work with hospice. And the majority of the people that I ended up working with had dementia. And the majority of those people were judges. And do you know how those judges continued to pay for home care that no generation after them, even in their own generation, is ever going to be able to pay for? Do you know how they were able to pay for that?
How so?
Because they were one of 5 judges who owned a prison. And when you went to that prison, you paid
And did they also own a
$5 for
record
a
label?
phone call to talk to your daughter or your son. So nobody ever talked to their daughter or their son. If you want to talk about the problem with the private prison system, it's not the problem is not that it's private or monetized. The problem is that none of your fucking prisons are made to correct anything.
That is true.
Anything.
There you go. That's true.
That is
Yeah.
true. But
That is
real
very
quick,
true.
pause for the cause. You guys, I do have the comments on slow mode. You know, so if you guys wanted to take it off slow mode, we do have a goal to reach. So let's make sure we get that goal covered before we get it off of slow mo. You know, but I do think it's time for a good laugh. And why not laugh at none other than, well, doing what you need to do to get your dick insider. No, no, no. I'm not talking about that, you dirty birds. I'm talking about, getting some dick insider. Today,
It's a magical place, face kissed by the sun. Dick Insider flows freely, a conquest to be won. Golden elixir awakens the soul. Oh, feel the magic, the bells will toll. Dick Insider, let it flow deep. Awake your senses, no more sleep. Dick Insider, deep as can be. Exploring realms to be set free. Whispers in the night. Dick Insider takes flight. Electric light surrounds us. In this pure delight, time slows as we taste each drop of bliss. The world fades away around this liquid kiss. Dick Insider, let it flow deep. Awake your senses, no more sleep. Dick Insider, deep as can be. Exploring realms to be set free. Let it flow, let it be. Savor every thrust and drop. In the dark, we feel the dick won't stop. Dick Insider, let it flow deep. Awake your senses, no more sleep. Dick Insider, deep as can be. Exploring realms to be set free. With every tactical soap purchase, get a free crate of Dick Insider.
let's give a round of applause to the one and only DJ Electra for that amazing Mr. Boulay rendition of Dickens Cider.
Here's just a side note on that. Like, it's not the problem that they're privatized or not, because like this problem is global, and if China has the same problems that America has and that Russia has, like Russia doesn't have privatized prisons, but they have the same issue, kind of. They're a little bit healthier because they're a little bit more religious. China's fucking
They don't have-
shit. Like they're over there. When you get locked up, you get locked up. Like it's over. They don't let their fucking crazies out. They harvest body parts. Okay, but yeah, just a side note. Like this problem that everyone is. I don't know. My origin is birth rates. Okay, so this problem is everywhere, and deprivatizing prisons is not going to do shit. And when I looked at it, it wasn't the percentage of the prisons there were. This is the number that I want to find out, which is like, what is the percentage of incarcerated people that are inside private prisons? Like that's
you know what?
much.
You gotta blame. Let me tell you who you gotta blame. You gotta blame the hip hop record label art. Like, remember, those sons of bitches were pushing that gangster rap, but then also owning private prisons, so they were double dipping.
It's true.
Hey,
they would never have done it if it wasn't for Bigfoot.
So when we're talking, Glenn, I agree. When we're talking about privatized prisons, you got to remember it's the United States of America. This is all regional.
Yeah,
depending on which state that you're in, right? So it depends on the state. Alabama is only 1%, but then you go to Florida, and it was 14% in 2021, and now that went up by 200% in 2022.
Really?
38 plus 4.
But the average was what? What was it? What I said?
The average all around the United States, 8%. But it's because some states do outlaw that. But there are states like Florida, and there are states like, for instance, Washington, completely outlawed. There are no private prisons in Washington.
None.
It's all state ran. Florida, obviously, there's obviously
has state or fed ran.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. State or fed ran. That's it. Connecticut, same thing. Delaware, same thing. They've outlawed it, but it still is it still happens. If it's a state
in
where it's not
Vermont, they
illegal.
just blame black people.
Huh?
In Vermont, they just blame black people.
That's true. That's also what they do. Yeah, I don't care.
The problem is, it's like, okay, even if we're talking about birth rate, because I know Casper, that's his main focus.
Well, because you can't argue it. Sorry, Glenn. Let me just elaborate that.
Hold on, let me finish.
The thing is, sorry. Go.
The problem with the birth rate is, it's like, we don't have problems fucking. People don't have problems fucking, and there are always going to be some people that are going to get pregnant and keep children, right? But that's not the solution either, because all that does, even if we had the population, replacement under control, but not have the broken family home issue under control, we're not doing any better. We're either spinning our wheels and staying where we're at, or we're actually getting worse.
It's the disbalance, man. Like, you can't have women trying to get into marriages so that they can have a kid because they don't want a husband and they just want a kid. And you can't have husbands wanting to get with wives who just want to have a kid so they can get out of the relationship with their husbands because they got the kid.
But I want Casper to bring up what he just wrote in the back. Go ahead, Casper.
Sorry. There was more. So it's like, okay, I'm going to read it out. So birth rate is just a mirror to the society's health. Like, a healthy society is going to have kids, and a society that's on its way out is not going to. And we can look into the history, okay? Like, I'll send Glenn a cool video after this, actually. That might give him an idea for a short. You're welcome, Lord. No, I'm kidding. This has happened before, and it's not that hard to work out. Like the root causes are all there, but like the whole world's unhealthy. And if I'm gonna lower the IQ a bit, okay, so when you're trying to work out what is truly causing the problem, we're so lucky now because you've got the technology to communicate, okay, but you've got all these different societies now which are failing simultaneous, okay. Us in the West are a little bit lucky because the fucking Asian small countries are beating everyone the fuck up in this degeneracy, okay. So we can see what they have done or are doing, and the things that we are going to blame in order to fix the West, if they are not present in the East, you're not doing anything. You're fixing. You're like applying a bandage on a fucking wound. So even if you tomorrow you create all these buildings and get all these doctors to help all the insane people, you're still going to hit the wall as a society, not as a female. Okay, like, and one of the main problems. I'm going to go back to my very first question. We can have one gender trying their very best to be the very best that they can be, but if the other gender just doesn't give a fuck, gets one kid, and then goes around calling themselves a former MRA, and no one's checking her, like, who cares what the fuck I got to say? It's just pissing in the wind. Like, it's stupid. Like, so until, like, if Glenn pulls up an incel, a red pillar, and a fucking, the biggest Chad, what was your friend's name? Oh my God, Sterling. So if Sterling pops up right now, okay, me, Imperius, every guy in here, and you ask him, what is the man's job individually for his family? What are his responsibilities? What should he be doing in his teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s? Most guys are going to come to a similar fucking thing, regardless of their cultural background, okay? But now if you bring up a fucking a Ganji Czech, okay? If you bring up a fucking Ruski, and if you bring up a fucking Cali girl, and you ask them what is the girl's jobs, and individually and societally, they all go, live your best life. I'm on my journey. Why are you being mean to me? It's like, fuck off, man. Like, if we're equal, and we are equal in the brain, okay, everyone has the same fucking mind, okay? Like, this whole chick's emotion first bullshit. Okay, you have the mind to understand when somebody logically tells you that if you bitches don't start popping out 2 or more kids to replace yourself and your partner, we're fucked. Like, I don't need to be religious. I don't even need to be human. I could be a fucking alien on my spaceship, come down here and go, interesting. These hairless monkeys are not reproducing. I wonder how much fucking, what's going to happen.
A lot of people are reproducing, though. It's not like everybody has stopped reproducing. Some people still have 6 kids. And when is this going to be showing in society that we're fucked? How long is it going to take?
It's already
showing. You have
ebb and flow is natural. Ebb and flow is natural. The idea that has been pegged into you since 1976 that everything the human race is going to do is balloon into some fucking massive thing that's like 87 billion people strong. It's not true. Like, none of that's true.
I'm not worried about overpopulation at this point, but I'm also not worried about depopulation.
It goes down. Right, but what I'm saying is population in general goes up and it goes down. Nobody's worried about overpopulation right now, but the problem was it was literally 20 years ago where that was the largest concern. Now that's not the concern. What's the concern now? Depopulation. Okay, well, we were just worried about overpopulation 4 fucking seconds ago. So why are now?
Hold on. But we did a thing. It was called the vid. Remember that? Jabby.
The what?
The vid, the jabby, you know.
Big C. The jabby.
That was the way
I understand populations go up and down, and not to sidetrack, I think we did that once in the Glenn show, like at least somebody let me speak about the history and Rome and fucking whatever else. Okay, so here's a funny one that I heard somebody say recently, but I've heard it before, which is that a lot of the times the civilizational collapses are blamed on the barbarians at the door. That's bollocks, okay? Every time civilization fell was because it didn't have enough people. Like, Roman girls got liberated, and Roman art went all feminine, and then they didn't reproduce, it just took longer, and they had bachelor taxes, and they had public houses with coins, whatever. And today, those men, at least back then, and I've said this before, at least back then, if you were a fucking incel or a non-desirable male, you'd go pay some sloozy to actually do something with you. Now you just look at a screen and pretty pictures, and you're waiting for the fucking AI robots. Like, again, you can't say, oh, this has happened before and it'll be fine. That's not true. Like, if we're going to keep sitting in this cycle, we're not going to Mars. I want to go to Mars.
I don't.
We are looking at a complete civilizational collapse. If America collapses, the entire West collapses.
Yeah.
We are the West. Yeah. We're the military might of the West. We push the West message forward on the rest of the world. If America collapses, be it birth rates or economically or whatever, I mean, if birth rates are so low, the economy will collapse. Unless you want a complete population replacement, which I'd rather everything collapse than that, personally. But then yeah, you will see a complete civilizational collapse. Now, can we do things to stop that from happening? Absolutely. But are we going to? Probably not, because we got 6 people up here, and I don't think anyone here, I mean, I'm not hating on anyone, but has any sort of position of power to put these things into an act. The only thing we can do is talk about it and hope that someone important hears it or become important ourselves and change it.
Hey, wait. Can I offer a counter perspective?
Sure, go ahead.
You run you run correctional facilities.
I don't run them, I work in them, but go ahead.
Right, but I run the cash side of a commercial operation. It may or may not, depending on how much I would like to disclose to the audience right now, have a necessity tied to it.
Mm-hmm.
The story of how the first prison fell is because the prisoners robbed them of authority. Like, we have options here. We are society. We are not food for it. We don't have to sit back and let this happen. If the people who are grinding us into meat keep doing it, you have the full right. You have the duty to just stop feeding them.
I would love to do that. I would absolutely love to do that. But the problem is the people that
you don't work DoorDash, so I get it. No, we could set up a network if you work DoorDash. I know if you work DoorDash, you seem like a charismatic dude. I bet you we could get a network. We could figure out who's getting what motherfucking groceries for who.
Was that confusing for anyone else?
I got it. So.
Yeah, was that confusing for you too, Glenn? Okay. All right.
It's okay. It's all right. If you had worked,
so it's okay. I get a pass.
No. I'm just saying, like, my man, you're doing a job of substantial value. You're not working DoorDash. If you were working DoorDash, you have the charisma to build a network within the people who do DoorDash. If you were doing, what's the grocery service? Instacart. If you were doing Instacart, it would take you a connection point of ×5 to figure out who your state's governor was hiring on a weekly basis to get their groceries. You could shut it down.
That's
all I was saying. That's all I was saying. The only thing that's stopping you from doing what we're talking about is you're in an industry of importance to the society and the community that you work for and that you live in. And that's the biggest divide in the country. There are people who get to participate in society, and there are people who lift up what is very clearly some bullshit Western prop town of society. And behind the Western prop town, we all are looking at each other and going, I don't understand why I have to grind the person that I've been working with for the last 20 years into sausage. I don't understand that. Because behind the prop town, I have to grind my friends into sausage, and I don't like that.
I don't know why you want to touch your friend's sausage. That's not a really good look.
Oh, well,
I
he
feel like
may
this
have
is the
something
wall.
of
We're in the
value.
wall. Pink Floyd, The Wall.
Yeah, yeah, man. It is the wall. It is the wall. You
Is that what
build
I
the
feel like
wall.
you're
It is
talking about
Pink.
right
No,
now?
legit. It is Pink Floyd's The Wall. You build the wall in your mind to shield the person that you want to be inside of the world that you know you're looking at. And you shield yourself away from the thing that you have to keep going to every day. And maybe that's putting something in a fucking furnace. Maybe that's putting something in whatever, grinder, furnace. I mean, like, maybe that is just doing something you don't want to do, but you have to do that every day. And if you don't do that every day, the guy that keeps paying you every day is going to say, fuck you and fire you. And if you keep working there, the guy's going to be like, hey, look, guess what? It's fucking Wednesday and I don't have anything to do. And I found your name on the payroll and I figured out I cut you a paycheck. And suddenly I figured out that I can call that criminal.
Hey,
and that's
real
what you
quick,
do.
Does anybody want to see an what is it? Episode of Confessions, with Priest Glenn, that has not yet been released yet. We have
Absolutely.
a real spicy one that probably should get released eventually. Do you guys
Check it out.
Do it. Do it.
Well, if you guys do, let's hit the goal.
I am broke.
You know what? You just said you got off work.
Yes, I don't get paid. I don't get paid for another 5 days. I'm broke.
Shit, brother. I'm gonna say this out loud because I'm so popular when I type. I get reported a lot, and every time I get reported, they don't want to let me support things because I might. Who reported you? Things. That's.
I didn't report you, Casper. I do not report.
I know. No. I know. That's still leftover from the current stars support team. I'll just leave it at that. Oh fuck! I'll type it in. It's.
You type in the chat.
Those people in the secret chat. I don't know if you want to take the conversation there, because I don't think you want to.
Gotcha. No. I am.
Nope. But yeah, it's fucking hilarious. But here's a funny one. And we've said this before. But why don't care? People shouldn't really attack male grifters because there's no other funding. Feminist causes get funding. Glenn ain't getting funding. Rolla ain't getting funding. You show me one MRA who's getting government funding, I'll fucking marry an OFO. If you can find me one in America, male rights activist that's getting government money today, I will marry a Russian 31-year-old ex-OF model. Okay?
Can I pick them out? Can I pick out the 31-year-old Russian
ex-OF model? Do you reckon the fucking prison hotties has had enough that you should check them out?
I'm telling you, we're gonna go to Mugshot Shorties and get you one.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Love after lockup. You know what I mean? Glenn knows exactly what I'm talking about.
You just got out of prison. Why would you want to go back?
Oh my God, bro.
No, didn't you say we should get all the incels jobs in female prisons? Because then at least they'll get some.
I never said that. I never.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
That's the worst idea. Period.
Oh, that sounds like.
Now, what I
Great,
said
War
dude.
just
was
waiting to
that
happen.
what I did say was since like they said like what one in 4 women are in some form of sex work, that we need to install a dickometer above their vagina so we can see how many dicks per thrust have been going in, so we could count how much we should tax them for having a vagina and making
Okay.
money on the low.
These are 3 digit-hour questions. Here's why I'm a big
Freaking
proponent of eating
hilarious.
kitty. Okay, like if you
Tell
don't
me
eat the
that's
kitty
not like the best way.
and you get sick, you deserve to get sick. Okay, so if you sleep with a girl and you didn't go down on it to make sure that there's no
Ghost, that was funny.
pus and shit, literally, then like why are you complaining? You deserve itchy nuts. Okay, so here's an idea. Like, what are some telltale signs when you go down on a girl that she may have ED?
Smell.
A little funky. This is just funk.
Fishy smell. Fish
There's
smell.
Yeah, like it smelled like if you ever smelled a dog in heat before she got clipped, like that right there. Bad pennies. Did it sound like it? Does it smell like a fat chick sat on a penny in a leather seat car for the last 8 years without realizing it was there? Because that's not good.
Oh dear.
All I'm saying is,
Wow.
This panel sometimes.
you know,
man.
the only thing I studied in science that stuck with me was pH levels, and I know why now, because I could whiff bad pH from a mile away, but not that one.
But
Are you
pH does
talking
not
about,
have to
like,
do
a
with
mental
STD or
pH?
anything, though.
No, it just means if it's funky, they probably, what makes you think that they wouldn't have an STD? They don't even clean
They could.
themselves.
They could.
Like straight up, you can't even get a douche from 1998, chick. What's your deal?
Oh no.
He said douche. I like to call them juice pouches, not douchebags.
Look, like one of my favorite episodes of Seinfeld was the sponge episode. You know, when Elaine had to like run out of her
It's a joke.
sponges, and then
Juice
she went and bought
packets.
like all the sponges. That was like one of my favorite episodes of Seinfeld.
yeah.
Like I love douche culture. I love douche culture. It's so great. Douche culture's great. Do you remember diaphragms? Wow.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
I remember finding
Those
one.
things
I was like,
didn't
what
work
the
that good.
fuck is
No,
this?
they were terrible.
And if you get them lost up there, man, and you don't fish it out, that's gonna stink too. Don't do that. That's not
God
good for
damn. Oh, like
Get it
no,
lost.
wait. You went too deep. You went too deep. I wasn't trying to go there.
Get it lost. How the fuck do you loot? Never mind. Sorry, excuse my language.
It's like a contact lens, but the vagina.
Yeah.
That's a big ass fucking.
deep hole.
Mm-mm.
It's cavern. Can be sometimes. Loose things up there. That's terrible.
Don't kiss and tell.
Hey Casper, can you start talking about birth rates again?
Something.
No.
Anybody change something.
Okay, I got topics for days, dude. But you know what's? Here's a question for you, Bumpkin, and it's a running theory of mine. Whenever I see a black pill, I bring up a black pill topic. Everyone gets excited.
That's true.
It's like, yeah,
That's true.
So it's I don't know. It's just a side observation. I've kind of tried to work out why the top cause I haven't yet. I'm gonna think about that when I run next time. But
Trigger
I don't know.
trigger warning should get banned from the chat for what he just posted.
Trigger
What did
warning.
he
is so-
post?
He said slurp it out of there.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
trigger
not-
warning. That should be a
not good.
timeout, man. That is nasty.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Why would you?
Well,
Didn't
Why
we
would you
just
say
ban paper straws again? Like, wait a minute. I heard there was a thing against paper straws, and now that paper straws are bad, we shouldn't even be talking about slurping anything.
do you want to know
No.
the answer to that, or like why we're not melting in carbon? It's like there's this thing called tectonic plates, okay, and then all these animals that die, they go to the bottom, and then the plate goes under another plate, and all this shit gets melted. Okay, that's why when you go down
Yeah,
onto
that's
the
how like
seabed, you don't
mountains
see all
are
these
formed.
skeletons.
above, so below.
Everyone will
burn.
He is a pro-American, anti-China thing. You know, like they did a study on Chinese population using salt intake, and it turns out they're probably lying by like a magnitude of intense.
Wait a minute. You trust any fucking study that's done on Chinese population in the last like 100 years? Are you fucking straight up with me right now? You believe that? You believe that? Like we can't even get a census in America on how many people are gay, and you think China did a good census?
No, they didn't. That's the whole thing. So what they did is, I can cook on this forever, okay? But what they did basically, the one that I believe, and it's literally salt intake, and it's like the more population you've got, the greater the salt intake numbers should be. So when you see the salt intake go down, that means there isn't as many people consuming salt as in humans, so their population is down. And that's how they're trying to work out what their population numbers are. Like basically, we're not the only ones.
I thought they just raided the mountains and found another tribe they had contacted for 300 years that spoke a fraction of the language that they currently speak. And then they just like integrate them, you know? You teach them Mandarin, steal their children or whatever you got to do. I don't know. I'm not the government. I don't know what you do. I think you steal children if you're the government. I'm pretty sure that's what you do.
I'll tell you what there's a viral story now in Japan that's going on, okay? And it's this guy who married a chick. This is their viral story, okay? This is their equivalent of fucking Malabich. So they have a dude who married a chick, had 3 kids, another on the way, and then he worked out that the second child is not getting as much attention, okay? And then he went back, and for whatever reason, I think fucking medical, whatever, it turns out the first kid is not his, okay? And then he did the test on the other 2, and he thought the second daughter was his, and that's why the bitch is like treating her like shit. But it turns out he's got 3 kids, and none of them are his. So it's basically the equivalent of the American judge who was 70 and just found out 2 of his sons are not his. So it's like when Americans or West speaks about Russians or Chinese, everyone demonizes them a hard out, dehumanizes them would be a better word. It's like,
or they're playing off propaganda that's been laced for like 50 years.
Yeah, bro, they're fucked, okay?
Well, who's the father is the real question, boys. We need to find out who's the real daddy.
It's Cartoon Glenn! Cartoon Glenn! What are you doing? Cartoon Glenn! Holy shit! What happened?
I don't know what happened. Ooh.
Why do you have a VTuber model?
It's contagious. Watch out, guys. You might turn. I
was gonna say, I'm to the right of you. What's gonna happen to me?
Oh my lord! You know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling this thing coming on. Guys, it's about to happen. The thing.
Start dancing.
It's about to go down.
You're gonna dance.
Ah, shit! It's not my fault. Forgive me, Father, if I have sinned.
Tune in or tap out.
Oh yeah.
Press the garage door. I'm the voice in your speakers, the truth leaking preacher. Y'all hit snooze, I'm a noose for the weak and the sleepers. No sheep on the bleachers, low creatures. This morning dose stronger than bleaching your features. I flip the script like a Twitter. Beef gone rogue, tear a hole in your timeline, then I body the trolls. I see the woke squad triggered, yeah, they losing control. Like a broke remote, they can't change the show. I'm in my bag like a DoorDash meal at your stoop. They pop pills, pop smoke, then they cancel the truth. They tripping like Crocs on a greased up roof. Meanwhile, I drop bars like a clumsy masseuse.
Yeah, it doesn't fit with the music. You know, we tried.
No slack. Mike on news flash. Glenn spitting the facts. Pop culture, politics, drama attacks. If you cancel me,
oh god, that NPC turn.
Hold up, another Hollywood meltdown brewing. Some actor done snapped like his Wi-Fi's ruined. Politicians talk big, but they all just clueless, dude. Y'all faker than a TikTok Buddhist. I'm at war with the weak. Got receipts like subpoenas. You duck truth like vegans. Ducking meat in they fajitas. Y'all treat logic like a ghost. Casper demeanor. I stay sharp like a barber who got beef with the Beatles. Yo, the media twisting, they shifting the meaning. They gaslight more than Exxon at the meeting. I ain't chasing no likes, I ain't needing no clout. I got haters at my door like DoorDash routes. Oh, rise and grind, no snooze, no slack. Mike on news flash, Glenn spitting the facts. Pop culture.
Okay. Sorry.
What's up?
I had you guys, it's kind of contagious every once in a while. When you're in Toon World over here, you just always want to dance every once in a while. I don't know what it is.
Is this some Roger Rabbit shit?
Kinda.
Yep, and I'm
Kinda.
Jessica. Just kidding.
Uh-huh.
I'm frozen.
I'm the
I
rock.
couldn't even dance.
You're frozen? Just
Yeah,
let it go. Just
froze.
let it go.
Let it go. Copyright won't let me repeat that.
Just let it go. Yeah.
Can
You do it
I
like
sidetrack? Because here's a funny one. I actually want to ask a question, okay, to get people back on thinking, because I gotta go sleep. Like, here's an observation that I've made. Because you guys are shit talking, and I'm about to leave, and I want to leave intelligent stuff. Okay? I'm kidding. Let me be rude. Okay? Like, this is what I've noticed, which is if we rewind back to 2016, 17, and you say the word hypergamy, everyone is going to say you're full of shit, you're misogynist, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So, and then it slowly moved to like neutral. And now if you bring up former MRA British slag and you ask her what hypergamy is, she's going to acknowledge it as a fact. Okay? So if you bring up raw,
I'm gonna say that men have it too, though.
Oh yeah. Oh, but do you know what's my favorite subtype of male hypergamy? The social status one. Like a male who's high social status is never going to create a friendship with a male of low social status if they're equal age.
Agreed.
Again, no,
Agreed. I would agree with that. I think that's a true statement.
There's a lot of demons that men have collectively now, not so much individually, that are fucking everyone up. And I'm not talking just about boomers. I'm talking about every man. It's like, because back in the day, somebody who was unfortunate was without fortune and was somebody to pity and try and help because they're part of your tribe. Okay, because every man that falls behind means you got to carry a bigger load. But now, when you look at somebody who's misfortunate, you stick him in a jail and blame it all on him. And it's not even that. Here's another funny one. I brought this up on here before, which is the guy who did a study on psychopaths, found out that he's one himself, or that he has traits of it, of actually being a psychopath. And there's a place for these men in the tribe. Because when another tribe comes with a whole bunch of psychopaths, you want fucking bumpkin-sized motherfuckers and Glenn-sized motherfuckers to go and sort them out. And you want a whole bunch of geeks to get really cool
Glenn-sized.
doesn't fuck them up. Like, we all have a role. And right now, we're eliminating the truck drivers. Okay? We're eliminating how many Dear John letters exist. It's like, you bitches are stupid. The best person to have in your home is an ex-soldier. Like, what's wrong with you? Why does he have to come back and find... I can find this TikTok. A dude comes back, finds another dude sleeping with his wife, doesn't end up fighting him because she told him that he died in combat, and the guy that was fucking his wife lost somebody in combat, okay? So that's why he understood. So then they both packed her shit up and threw her out. And they're friends now. Like, these stories are stupid. And then the bitch is going to come up here and she's going to go, this guy filmed the chick going mental, and now he's going to ruin her social reputation and fuck her up. And probably because his past is checkered, she's against it. Like, how can not anyone see that? It's like, why was that pompous British slag bitch angry? She's angry because that video is not only a defense tool for the man, it's giving that fucking bitch accountability. Like, how stupid are you to go and sleep in the man's house without expecting to be, like, if I fuck a bitch, she's sleeping over.
Well, no, wait, that brings up a really good point. But like, how many girls, like men don't realize when they go to pick up a chick at the bar how many girls at the bar are there shitty drunk for the express purpose of potentially doing the nefarious. Like Glenn said at the beginning of everything, like we don't actually have enough evidence to really fall on anything. Now, if I was being honest with you and like man to man, me and you, Ghost, I'm gonna kind of fall and err on your side of things. But overall, I have to agree with Glenn. We don't have enough evidence. But if anything we can glean from that, it's like, do you understand how many girls go to a bar and they get shitty drunk so that they can find themselves in a situation like that? Because
And that's
if
why,
your
gentlemen,
answer, because if your answer is no, and your answer is potentially 1%, then you, as somebody who's going out to a bar trying to play whatever game you're trying to play to get whatever you're trying to get, isn't weighing that 1%. They're not weighing those things. And I'm not saying, like, literally, I genuinely promise you, I'm not saying that every girl who goes to a social opportunity, who has a glass of alcohol, is some like crazy predator who's trying. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, do you know how many of them are? Because if the answer is no, maybe you play your cards better as a man. Maybe you don't go into that situation drinking. Maybe you look at the girl who is friends with the bartender and hasn't been cut off yet, and you don't say that's an easy play. Like, maybe you just start doing things smarter as a man and trying to go, wait a minute, like maybe that 1% does exist. Like, maybe not every girl is that 1%. Maybe it literally is just 1%, but maybe that 1% exists. And so maybe every time I go up to a drunk girl, I'm not trying to walk away with some pussy. I'm not trying to bag something. I'm not trying to get something from that person, because nobody in that situation knows what the other person is trying to get from you, whether it's a man or a woman. Nobody in that situation, when you walk up into any random encounter, look, I tell people all the time, this is the reason I tell people all the time, I've been in a lot of relationships. I don't date anybody.
a lot of relations
let
or relationships.
relationships. I don't get into a relationship with somebody I can't date. I don't date anybody I'm not in a relationship with, and I'm not going to get in a relationship with somebody I don't fucking know.
Yeah. I've said it to you, I'm not a womanizer. I can pick up a chick, okay? It's whatever.
But how many men don't do that, Ghost? How many men don't do that?
Yeah.
How many men go out there and they go, hey, I'm at the bar and I've had 5 drinks, and that girl's clearly had 5 drinks. She's fucking 120 pounds. I'm 280 and 6'4", and I know exactly how much that alcohol has affected her, and I know exactly how much the alcohol has affected me, but I'm going to roll fucking dice. And how many people do that?
And that's why I tell you guys not to leave your house without. Hi, my name is Glenn Lawrence, and I'm with Christian Church Mutual Insurance.
Hold on.
That's
coming.
right, Christian Church Mutual Insurance. And I have a question for you. Are you fully covered for all incidences? You know, all incidences. I'm talking about not your normal earthquake, flood in the, bathroom, or the ceiling cracking down. No. I'm talking about your, sexual misconducts when you're laying up of the hands and you're praying in the tongues, the yeah, that stuff that y'all do, or like the youth people doing the little touchy with the kitty. Or maybe you have a really vocal and very guilty worship leader, kind of sounding like,
My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes. Baby, I don't want to hurt nobody, but there is something that must confess.
Let me tell you, it did not work out for him. See, he didn't have Diddy insurance. That's right, folks, Diddy insurance. See, Diddy insurance may cover the entire legal defense team. It may also be able to pay out any judgments that your clients may have to owe to the injured party. You know, so if you want to give them the finger and tell them to take that, like Diddy did, then you need to call 1-800 Christian Mutual Insurance and get your own Diddy insurance. That's right. Wait a minute. Diddy's locked up for the same shit. And so is R. Kelly. How you name an insurance plan off of a man who did the diddling? This is some bullshit. Did TD Jakes get a deal? Because you know TD Jakes was a power bottom. He was at the Diddy parties.
It's a great commercial.
I'd hire.
Yes.
That guy. If that. Here's a question to you Americans: why the fuck is the Epstein list no public? Like any healthy society, the list is public. Like in Asia, they're collecting their harvest, and in Russia, they're sending them to Fire Island. Like, why are these people not outed yet? Like, how much money buys you immunity?
Money
A lot.
buys you immunity, yeah. I
Trigger
mean, there's
warning.
probably a president on there or something.
Naughty boy. No.
So,
Like, look, dude, I'm gonna be real with you. In American government, if you're talking about like local municipal, you're talking about less than $20,000 to get a politician. If you're talking about federal, you're gonna need some millions. Now, what are we negotiating? Do you need me to get on some senator's list here? Because I haven't walked out of the woods in a long time. My Rolodex is out of date, and I really don't like talking to those pieces of motherfucking shit.
Here's a funny one for you, okay? I'll take it to a different level. It's the same concept, okay? So it's like somebody back in the day in 1970 drew the lines between income and fucking how much you need to live. Like, you know that beautiful graph that all the fucking eco black pillars always get a hard on over, which is in when the no-fault divorce and feminism started, all that shit, and it's like 1960 something. And you see this clear delineation between what your money is worth and how much you're earning. Okay, so it's like some fucker who's now in his 50s, some clerk drew that line. Like somebody recorded this data, and none of those assholes spoke up. Do you get what I mean? It's like when you. I can take it to World War II. Like, there was a guy who said, hey, Americans, they're going to fuck you up at Pearl Harbor. And they didn't believe it. Like, I'll buy that because it's a single event based on a future prediction. But when you got somebody in 1980, whenever the fuck I was born, who started drawing the line and said, look, birth rate down, the fucking productivity of humans up because now we have AI. Okay, we don't even need humans for productivity now. But everyone is anxious and struggling and ain't no one having babies. Like somebody
because human beings don't realize that currently it takes approximately 140 to 148,000 gallons of pure, unfiltered aquifer to go through Chat GPT in order to comprise approximately 5 emails.
So my background is in IT. Like, and 20 years ago,
they just don't understand, bro. They don't understand the actual product. They don't understand that the motherfuckers who are developing quantum computers are developing to go to outer space because the only fucking place that you can run a quantum computer without having an insane amount of natural resources to run the fucking thing is in outer goddamn space, because that's where it's cold enough to do this shit.
That shit, I know. Yeah. It's all the old school geeks are not crying because they had the computer with the cooling system from water, and that's the coolest sound when you hear hissing sound and you look at your PC and you see water and you're like, will I turn it off or it burns?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and that's
exactly.
the other thing. We're like, yeah, we're gonna like let's do Chat GPT and we'll run water through it, and it's all pure.
It's a one-stop shop to be able to watch videos, donate, connect with me on socials, and buy swag from our store. That's right, swag from the store. So if you enjoy the content on this channel and you want to support it, go to the Streamlabs page for Glenn Lawrence Presents Production of Men now. Donate, buy some swag, or follow us on the socials. It's a one-stop shop to do all three. Thank you.
Masculinity is in crisis. What are we to do? We need to acquire a dominant masculine presence. Now available on Amazon. Masculinity is in crisis. Men's masculine behaviors and traits have been suppressed by popular culture. Why has it become so popular to shame, guilt, insult masculinity and masculine behaviors? After 50 to 70 years of this has resulted in a very large subset of men who have become weak, useless, and crisis. Pathetic state for boys and men that leads to depression and violent despair. A dominant masculine presence addresses this very dilemma for the individual man and firmly establishes why this is what is desperately needed by the individual man today. In this book, clearly defined masculine traits and behaviors and the emotional durability provided by traditional masculinity are presented as a guide to what every man should embed into his identity. Putting these principles and behaviors into practice will motivate and direct your path step to step to create for yourself an authentic, dominant masculine presence.
Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. No, there's no one behind you. Stop looking around. Yeah, you. Quick question. Did you hit the like button on the way in? You didn't? Come on, man. It's simple. You just click the like. Just go over there and click the like. Help me out.
A journey filled with twists and turns. Why is it that essential life lessons aren't taught in school? You probably know that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, but do you know how to invest in a Roth IRA? We're not taught to build ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. The roadmap to success is more than just a college degree. You don't have to follow the traditional route. Success isn't confined to a classroom. It's about discovering your own path. You ever wish that someone handed you a guidebook to life when you were 18? Well, it's never too late to rewrite your story. Everything I wish I knew when I was 18. Advice for young men to create a great life for themselves. This book is your compass, guiding you to pick the right career, how to invest wisely, and how to prepare for a fulfilling future. To take control of your health and your fitness. Learn how to date efficiently and find genuine desire. And master the art of leading healthy relationships. Your path is defined by the choices you make, not by others' expectations. Don't wait until you're 35 to unlock your potential. Order your copy now on Amazon. Rewrite your story. Build the life you deserve.
Hey, if you're enjoying all the content that we provide here in these late night after hour streams and all the wild topics, then I need your support. See, YouTube takes a huge percentage out of the super chats that you send. And if you want this channel to be supported, see, I got this dono bar here. And this dono bar, we have weekly goals. And if we want to be able to continue bringing these late night long streams that you enjoy, then I need your support by going to the Streamlab links below. It's on the banner here. And donate there. Your support helps this show continue to grow. Thank you. This episode was brought to you by Tactical Soap from Grondike Soap Company, a game changer in men's grooming. Crafted with natural pheromones, it's designed to elevate your alpha status, masculinity, attractiveness, and charisma. Each bar is meticulously formulated to invigorate your sense and leave you feeling confident and irresistible. Unleash your true potential with Tactical Soap and command attention wherever you go. Order now by using the link in the description of this video.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Glenn Lawrence here. Are you tired of losing arguments to your wife like this?
I understand it makes you feel bad when I am dishonest with you. It hurts my feelings when you treat me with contempt and corner me and try and trick me into lying.
Okay. It makes me sad when it's so easy to trick you into lying because you're such a lying shitbag.
That's not, you can't do that. You can't do that. The therapist said you're not allowed to judge me.
Are you tired of looking like a dumbass in arguments like this guy?
So let me just make sure I get this correct. Would you say, and do you promote to your audience that you're honest?
I don't think so. Well, if my audience asks who I am, what I tell them is I'm a piece of shit.
Oh, it's so fun to do this. So I just want to make sure I got this right. You're a dishonest piece of shit. Nobody should believe you. Got it.
Gosh, that was horrible. So if you're tired of losing arguments to your wife and you're tired of looking like BO in a debate, then I suggest you go to debateuniversity.com. That's right, debateuniversity.com, and learn from the man himself, Andrew Wilson, and he will teach you how you can become a master debater. No, not a masturbator, you sick fucks. Put your hands down, okay? We're not talking about that. But a master debater, and how you could learn dirty debate tactics and all the fallacies, the logical fallacies, and all that other good jazz. So if you already become a master debater, then what are you waiting for? Go to debateuniversity.com and you could look like this guy.
It is nebulous. I understand it's nebulous.
God damn it! You're still whining.
Say, thank you for prostituting yourself so I have air conditioning.
Well, now, as we hang on, let me finish. My turn.
Sure. Go ahead.
So as we dive into this, though, by the way, you say that you can't make a deterministic statement, which is a deterministic statement. How dumb are you, Bosch?
Why would you do anything if you didn't care?
So what are you waiting for? Go to debateuniversity.com right now and sign up and learn how to be a great debater and stop looking stupid in arguments and debates. Shit, dumbass. All you got to do is go to debateuniversity.com and click enroll now. Yeah, guys, enroll now. So
here's a what, like, you know what would have been funny? You should have got fucking Jess to snipe Nate here. Because just I gotta go. I'll be back. Whatever. But before I run away, and last fucking breath of air to that cunt, I won't even talk about it because she lives on it. Like, why didn't you get fucking Jess to come here? Jess would have ripped her a new asshole. Anyway, who cares?
It wasn't about ripping her anything.
I know.
It was about getting her to see her errors and trying to be a teachable moment. You know,
okay, here's sorry, just yeah. Here's a question. Like, and I don't know the answer. Do you actually think that
I don't think very much
phenotype of a human? Yeah, you do. Okay. I said before, you hide your power level. Just stop lying to me, okay? Why you lie? Anyway, like, do you think you read something from your book that says otherwise? So what I'm saying is, do you think that phenotype of a person can be brought in line to be a productive cog in the society? Because right now she's not. If anything, she's like making things worse. Her speaking is doing verbal violence to the psyche of humanity. Like, her voice is actually toxic. So it's like, legitimately, like on a scale of 1 to 10, okay, because her type, from lipstick feminist to fully clothed feminist, okay, all those feminists, they all have a type, just like there's incel, MGTOW, black pill, red pill, purple pill. They all have their fucking insanity on their end, but theirs is not whatever. Like, their experiments run its course for the nth time in history, and clearly we can't handle it, okay, for whatever reason. But like, how much, is she salvageable? Like, let's say she doesn't have a husband, because she probably doesn't, okay? Or God help her if she does.
Unfortunately, hey guys, hang on. Before Glenn answers that, my phone's about to die. I just got a new computer. Hopefully in the future, things like this will not be a problem when I'm discussing things with all of you. This has been absolutely wonderful. All of you have
really
Your birthday's
great
tomorrow.
perspectives on everything. But I have to I have to conclude. I have to bid everybody adieu, ladies and gentlemen of the Glenn Lawrence podcast. Chat, everyone. I really apologize. Like my phone's genuinely about to die. I don't have any more battery power left to communicate with you. This was awesome. Like this was awesome. I really appreciate all of your conversations, and I really appreciate the ability to come on and have an articulate conversation with a very articulate point, while being approximately 10 beers deep. You guys are just wonderful, and I really like it a lot. And I really hope that you have me back. And I really apologize for having to leave early. I'm sorry.
No worries. Your birthday's tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
All right. Well, happy birthday, because you're probably already birthday now over there where you are, because it's tomorrow. So happy birthday, and I'll say happy birthday tomorrow too if I see you in here.
Hey man, no worries. Like they tell me that there's snow coming, so there's like a really good chance I'm not gonna get to go see my dad tomorrow, which is like, oh, bummer. But like the good news is I'm gonna come bug you cats.
There you go. There you go. Well, you
Hey,
have
man.
yourself a good rest of your evening, Jeremy, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Brother Glenn, appreciate you having me, and I will see you guys later.
Sir. And shout out to the YouTube police keeping these streets safe. He's out here on patrol, keeping all the riffraff out of the chats and stuff, just shaking down people one juvenile delinquent at a time. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you.
And happy birthday, Jeremy. Take care.
Happy birthday, Jeremy.
And he's proof. Like when you're
Happy
drunk,
birthday.
it's not an excuse to be an asshole. Because remember how many drunk people come up here and you can tell they're drunk and they're assholes? Like I've been drunk on your panel a couple of times and you couldn't even tell, and I wasn't an asshole. I wasn't an asshole.
We could tell.
I knew you were. I knew you were drunk.
Fuck. Yeah, but I wasn't like the thing. All I'm trying to say is side comment. Like people that get drunk and then they start misbehaving and sleeping with random people or beating up bus stops. Like you're not BPD. It's not your alternative personality. That's you. When you're drunk, you get a whole bunch of barriers that you have in front of you removed, and then people can get to see the first face, the one that you hide for yourself. You know the whole face theory. One for you, one for the world, blah blah blah. Like that dude wasn't a dick. And next time some drunk person comes on here, I'm just gonna let it rip. It's just stupid. You can have a conversation when you try. But what was I raging about? I'm sorry. I had a point, but now I forgot.
I don't know what you rage about sometimes. I just hope that I'm here for you.
No, hi, fun. No, I got a run too. And the last thing, for the MRA check. Yeah, can she be safe?
No. Mm-mm.
Like, I don't know. If you had her single, like, could you find her a man?
I think I could find you a woman before I could find her a man.
I would feel that I would be, well, let me see, how do I say this? I would be setting up the man for failure. And
So if she goes to church,
life. Ugh.
Yeah. Wait, wasn't she the? Oh, I was gonna say a colorful word. Wasn't she the person that was preaching? Like the last time that she interacted, like she was literally preaching gospel. Yeah, that's her. Yeah, and she's religious. Dude, I dare not preach gospel. Like, and you've seen this. When you guys start talking about religion, I'm like, I know enough about this, but I'm gonna keep quiet because I know that I don't know the tenth somebody who's actually studied this multiple times. Anyway, but I'm gonna run away too. I have a previous thing. If you're still on, and thank you for having me up, and great show and all the gaslighting. Okay.
Thank you
Hate you all.
very, very
Good to
much.
see you, Casper. And I wasn't calling you a feminist. I was just saying your point was a little feminist.
Do
But I
you
was
really?
not calling you a
Can we?
feminist.
I cannot.
Okay?
I don't want to go back there. Can I leave nicely when saying?
Yeah, I
fuck
just
it?
wanted
Okay,
to
I'm
say
leaving.
that we're good, right? Okay. He
Only on
doesn't think,
Tuesdays. Okay.
doesn't think so. He's mad at me.
I'm dead. This is funny. It's hilarious. Like I know what you were trying to say. Like you're just trying to clear the air. He's like, don't bring it back up. Oh my
She's like,
goodness.
oh
that was
no, we're
funny.
going to have to fight. He was getting
No,
ready to
no,
fight
no.
me. I don't fight. I just talk and debate. Like I'll take the wrong side of the debate, the side that nobody else wants. And I'll debate it. Doesn't mean I believe it. You know what I mean? I'll
Sure.
take the
I can see
unpopular
that.
side. That's fine.
I could totally see
If
that.
you can debate any side of an argument. For sure.
I don't know.
You can if you can
I
debate.
can't. I'll tell you right now. I cannot debate any side of the argument. I'm horrible. Like I can only debate the side that I actually believe in. Like,
Oh, really?
You know, like some people are like, oh, I can
Okay.
play devil's advocate. I'm like, yeah, I'm not that smart. Just not that smart. Not that good.
You could do it if you wanted to. You just don't want to. You could.
I don't know how to. I really
Oh, I
don't.
should have been streaming this to my audience the whole time. Why wasn't I doing that?
You could have. No clue. No.
I always forget
clue.
that one little step.
Oh,
I only have a couple lives up on my channel. What the first one I did was I had no idea. The third one was after do you remember Stone But Not Alone? Mel's old co-host that she did shows with?
Yeah, I heard about
Do you
that.
remember Mel from back then? Anyway,
No.
we wanted to do an after show and Mel didn't have her channel up and running and I was like, "Well, I do. I can host it." So I did a after party and Mel and Flo were on there. That was before either of them were doing lives. So it's kind of cool to watch. Like if you go up there and watch it, it was the trip. There's Mel and Flo before they had their channels up on my little channel.
Were you a cartoon then too? Or you always been a cartoon,
no.
huh?
No, I was I just had one of those little circle pictures. You know, like this. That was my picture. That is me. That's just I made it into a cartoon.
Yeah.
But that is me. But then I was a French fries. I was a packet of French fries. That was my first avatar. It's like
French
snap
fries?
camera. Yeah. Uh-huh. I love French fries. I'm a fan. And anyway, it was just a character and I thought it was cute.
So
And I had a fake
anybody in
southern
the chat
accent
got
too.
any topics that they want to discuss or roast or argue or say whatever? Speak
I have
now or
many
forever
topics.
hold your cheeks. What up, Truther? He's throwing out some
Hold your
fries.
Yeah. DJ Electra Fry. That's why it's DJ Electra Fry. Because I was French fries.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Right.
see what topics we got. I've got a lot of good topics. You've probably already talked about all these though.
Maybe not. Definitely not.
Let's see.
I don't know all the topics.
I just have a ton from, I don't know, I wrote a whole list. I mean, I can just go through them. Is monogamy natural or a societal construct?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay. You want to do that one? That was the first one on the list, so I just read it out.
No, it is
monogamy.
it's an interesting one because some people will say no, it isn't. And other people will say, well, yes, it is.
And maybe is monogamy having something to do with the decline in population?
Well, does monogamy? Well, I don't know, because what it explains, like the founding, like all the people that came from the Mayflower, they were practicing monogamy, and they obviously spread their seed.
They were
I think
preaching it, but were they actually practicing it in their real life?
because I
Who
think
knows?
actually, if anything, it was probably feminism that has to do more with why monogamy is on the decline. That's just my opinion.
No, I wasn't saying monogamy was on the decline. I was saying the population
Same thing.
was on decline
I would still
because,
say feminism is the reason why monogamy is
Okay.
on the decline.
Okay. That's a good topic too. Why do you
I
think
was
that?
Joseph says I was pondering if the population ebbed and flow was natural.
Hmm.
I do think there's some natural elements to it. Like, like when we go to war and we lose men due to the battle, right? You're gonna see this ebb and flow probably a little bit more, though, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You're gonna see like when we lose more men, women somehow just happen to get more pregnant, right? And maybe it's even biological in them where they're like, we need to have babies. They have baby fever or whatever. I don't think they're like, oh shit, we need to replace our men. Come on, ladies, spread those legs, get pregnant. Like I don't think that's what they're doing. I just think it's like internally they just have this we need to have a baby syndrome thing.
I think that there's the rates of infertility are a lot higher than they used to be, but also because women are waiting longer to have babies. So by the time they're 40, yeah, it's going to be a lot harder to get pregnant than when you were 20, bitch. It's just how it is.
This is true.
So, that's women are having careers and not wanting to get pregnant till they're older, and then they can't get pregnant. I know I have some friends that could never get pregnant, and it's the worst regret of their lives. Really, it is. Like they are traumatized over that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that.
But there is a point where you wait too long. You want to plan it all out, have everything perfect, have the wedding, the money, gone on all your trips that you wanted to take before you had kids. Like, plan things out too much. Try to have control
Yeah.
over everything. It doesn't always work out that way.
Well, life isn't easy like that, right? Like it just never goes
No, you
according
don't
to plan.
always seem to get everything that you want. Every way that
Or
you want.
get anything that you want.
Yeah, true. True. Or you get surprised, you're pregnant and you're 20, like me. I was 20. Condom broke. Boom, pregnant.
Ole.
First try.
All
That was
right.
not planned.
You,
Was not
you,
how I
you,
wanted.
you definitely knew what you wanted to go after.
No, I wasn't trying to get pregnant. Good God. Good God.
Trigger warning second. I
Don't
just took a
say
crash
that.
course. I did too. I just did I graduated from I graduated with the PhD in not
Hard
how
knocks.
to not do things the proper way. Joseph says, but they can only do that because of the swell of the population, right? Yeah, like if we have a drought of men because we lost a lot of our soldiers at war, um, the ladies are gonna have this, they'll be Twitter pated, apparently. I don't know. Not all of them, but some. I think.
Sometimes it's just in the water. Like when I worked in the hospital, all the nurses, like, one would get pregnant and then 5 more would be pregnant a couple, like a week or a month later. I don't know. Just seems that has no scientific basis on that at all.
I get it, trigger warning. We get it. You got the super sperm. All right.
Super sperm.
Like motel, hotel, holiday inns.
Super sperm.
Like good Lord, have mercy. Nurse and horny. Am I wrong? No, not at all.
Not wrong. No. Mm-mm. We know that life is short, so get it while you can. Just live life. Do it.
Is What was that? Rapper's Delight. Hold on. Is your boyfriend? He's a fairy. He don't rock it through the night. Hold on. I met this girl by the name of Lois Lane. She said, "You could be my boyfriend. You truly can. But let me double boyfriend called Superman." I said, "He's a fairy. I do suppose, flying in the air in pantyhose. He may be very sexy or he be cute, but he looks like a sucker in a big red suit." I said, "Damn, I got finesse. I mean, man, all in your chest." Okay, never mind. Sorry.
That was good. I like it. That was good.
I was trying to remember the old Rapper Delight version. He goes, I hit him up with that super sperm. Said hotel,
Yep.
motel,
Holiday
Yeah.
Inn. Say what?
Yep.
Great song.
Sorry, guys. Got Bill's distracted. So glad I kept it wrapped until 26. Oh. So see, like by the time you were starting to have kids, I was well done with them. Done having them.
Me
At
too.
26, I got fixed, and they were like, the doctors were like, sir, we need no, you need to. I said, no, yes, I need to snip.
Did they want you to have like a psychological evaluation or something to make sure
I
you
got
were
one.
sane? You did
Yep.
have to have one. Wow.
Yep. I was like, but a woman can come in and get her tubes tied right away, like no problem. But like, and here's the other
No,
thing.
it's not that easy. When
They
you're that
also
young,
wanted
it's not easy.
they also wanted my wife at the time to like
Sign a
agree to it. Like they
consent?
wanted
You're
pretty
like, dude,
much like
my body,
yeah,
my
they wanted
choice.
her opinion on it. And I said, well, it's not her dick or her balls, so she doesn't get an opinion. And plus, she's out to sea. She's deployed right now. She's in the Navy. So can we go ahead and hurry this up, please?
So you got it done. She didn't know?
Oh yeah.
You didn't tell her? Or did she know?
Well, I told her, but she didn't believe me. And then
You told
she
her
thought I was
after you had
joking.
it done or before you
Yeah.
had it done?
No, after I had it done.
After you had it done. Wow.
I couldn't tell her she was deployed. She was out to sea.
You could have found a way probably to tell her. Sent her a
Well, I did in
telegram
the
or
email. I did say I was getting,
pigeon
we get
mail.
snipped. I told her in the email that I was gonna get snipped. She didn't believe me. And then when she came home, she's like, I think I'm pregnant. I said, I think you have a problem then. She's like, why? I was like, because I think it's definitely not mine.
Oh.
She's like, why would you say that? I was like, because I definitely know I'm fixed.
Shit.
Then she said it was a false alarm.
That's how you caught
No,
her?
no. She said it was a false alarm. I think something else. I caught her 2 years after that.
Okay.
Because I gave her the benefit of the doubt, like, oh, well, maybe because she had spotty periods before or whatever. It's normal for women, I guess. So I just was like, all right.
Damn.
It was a bad day. Very, very bad day.
I get it.
So, ladies and germs, do we have any topics in the chat that want to throw out there or come on up? If not, I will send you all over to Grid's yard so you guys could step on his grass and somebody play ding dong ditch and someone to pee in his mailbox. If nobody wants to come up and converse with us.
Topics? Anyone?
And it's totally fine because I was on this morning, been on 6 hours so far now.
Shit.
And
yeah, you've been on like a lot today.
Yeah. Today's been a day. So I could definitely jump off and be completely fine. Oh, Grid is done. No, wait a minute. He's not done. I thought he was on Sarah's panel. Where's he at?
Sarah, isn't she a tomato?
She is a tomato. Oh, grid just ended. All right. Well, crap. I'm not gonna send you to grid stream. I gotta fix that now. How about we go to let's see.
Marathon Kev. He's live.
Marathon Kev is live?
Yes, he is.
That's a buddy. Let me see. Where is he? Marathon Kev. Marathon Kev.
Oh, it might be a premiere live. Like, you know how that's kind of a hybrid? They might not let you send over to that. I think it's a premiere.
Yeah, I don't see him live in the thingy.
Okay.
But who I do see live is this person. All right, cool. Well, that's all squared away. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, well, it is that time again. It's that time to listen to a song on our way out. All right. And well, we're gonna answer the question that all you fellas want to ask a girl as soon as you start dating her. How many?
Met her at a bar on a Saturday night. Blonde hair, blue eyes, and her jeans fit tight. Thought I had it locked, yeah, we laughed all night. Till I leaned in close and I killed the vibe. I said, hey girl, I gotta know how many guys before me stole the show. She dropped her drink, said, boy, you're insane. Then she walked out fast, never called my name. Oh no, here we go again. Another pretty face gone with the wind. Guess I should have played it cool instead, but the question's burning in my head. How many hands been up your dress? How many nights you won't confess? How many names on your little black list? Tell me, girl, I can handle this. Oh, but every time I ask, they go, leave me sitting here all alone. Guess I'll never know, guess I'll never know. How many? Next one, she was a 10 out of 10. Red lips, black heels, yeah, I'm all in. Said I wanna know everything about you. She smiled real sweet, but that was my cue. I said, girl, don't take this wrong, but how many guys have you taken along? She laughed once, then she grabbed her purse. Said, you ain't my type, and I've seen much worse. Oh no, here we go again. Another perfect night gone to the bin. Guess I should have played it